Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence. Order online at amsoil.com.
Are you looking for a new race car hauler, trailer, or easy-go golf cart? What about something dependable? How about buying from someone you can depend on? Contact Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts. They're a certified Featherlight dealer with all kinds of trailers and other products to fit your needs. Located just 2 hours north of downtown Indianapolis, Elliott's Custom Trailers will deliver your trailer or cart anywhere in the United States. No matter where you're from or what you're looking for, the goal is always the same: ultimate customer satisfaction. So don't wait. Contact Elliott's today and find a trailer or golf cart that fits your needs.
Indy Metal Finishing is a family-owned and operated business with 30 years of experience in the industry. Their mission is to support their customers with an exceptional level of quality and service. Conveniently located minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Indy Metal Finishing offers Type 2 and Type 3 anodizing chemical conversions, passivation, and electroless nickel services to motorsports, medical, military, aerospace, and manufacturing industries. Indy Metal Finishing is ISO certified and holds an FFL license. If you have any questions, please call Indy Metal Finishing today at 317-858-5353. Find them online at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Indy Metal Finishing, or visit their website at indymetalfinishing.com.
Sorted out and figured out and back ready to go. So once again, let's check in with Drake.
Thank you so much, Brian. Boy, issues like that can be pesky, but as we were saying, so great to be here at the inaugural Chase Johnson Classic at the Merced Speedway. Of course, Chase Johnson, one of the most versatile race car drivers I think a lot of us will see, at least in our lifetimes here out on the West Coast in California. You name it, Chase Johnson has ran everything. Wing, non-wing, 360, 410, midget, outlaw kart, Silver Crown. I'm sure I'm missing one or two things along the way too. So this event really reflects that too. We talk about a great field of NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midget Championship cars in the pit area, but also a very strong field of Wing 360s in the pit area as well. And so glad we get a chance to honor Chase Johnson tonight. Of course, he's not here just to take in the festivities. He is the promoter here. And got a chance to talk with Chase a few times throughout the day, and he is in full promoter mode. He mentioned a few times throughout the afternoon in conversations with people and even in the drivers' meeting, he takes his racing seriously when he was behind the wheel, but now he's taking this very seriously. But he also wants everybody to have fun, and we're having a great time right now to start off the night here as we're just moments away from the start of our evening engine heat already in the books. Let's take a look now at our season-long NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midget Championship point standings headed into tonight's round at Merced Speedway. And a lot of things changed last night. Cannon McIntosh, though, at the top of the standings, that has not changed. He leads the way with 1,294 points. Justin Grant, he came into last night down by 3. He comes into tonight down by 39, a 36-point swing over the course of the night for Justin Grant. That is a setback, but it is not impossible to come back from. Kevin Thomas Jr. is currently in the 3rd spot. Jacob Denny is 4th. Gavin Miller rounds out our top 5. It's Cale Drake, Steven Snyder Jr., Drake Edwards, Logan Seavey, and Hayden Reinbold rounding out your top 10 in those season-long standings. Over to our Dirt Draft Driver v Driver matchup on the evening here at Merced Speedway. It's KKM Driver versus KKM Driver. We'll start off with Gavin Miller. He is on the left-hand side of your screen at USAC Driver 1. He has chosen Buddy Kofoid, Tanner Garrick, Austin Wood, Caden Sorali, and Jacob Boxell. Once again, you can find him in the post-race public lobby at USAC Driver 1. Jacob Denny won the Driver v Driver matchup last night, so he gets to go again tonight. You're going to find him post-race in that public lobby at USAC Driver 2. He has chosen Buddy Kofoid, Logan Seavey, Jacob Boxell, Brecken Reese, and Jet Yantis. And remember to play with us on Dirt Draft, and when you sign up in the public lobby, you too can play against the drivers of USAC. Over to our run-up show tonight for the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midget Championship. Engine heat and wheel pack in the books. The sprint cars will get to go out first for their hot laps and qualifying. Then it is the midgets' turn. They'll go out for our dirt draft hot laps. And one thing I'm really excited to watch tonight is our Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. More on that here in just a little bit. Sticking to just the USAC midget portion of it, top 5 transfer from our 4 heat races tonight. 6th on back, we'll go to our Elliott's Custom Trailers and Karts semi-feature. But before we get to that, we have a dash, yes, a rarity in non-wing racing as a whole. The Chase for Cash, as it's known by May Motorsports. Once again, thank you to Jason May and May Motorsports for putting up the money to that. 8 cars will go up against each other. It'll be the top 4 from Honest Abe Roofing qualifying and your 4 heat race winners on the evening going after for 8 laps. But here's the catch. After the first 4, we're going to throw a yellow flag and eliminate the back half of the field. So you're going to want to be in that top 4 if you want to move on in that Chase for Cash. After that will be the USAC Elliott's Custom Trailers and Karts semi-feature. The top 4 will transfer from there. The sprint cars will run their feature event first, and there will be 30 laps for the inaugural Chase Johnson Classic. As I said, it is so great to be here at the inaugural Chase Johnson Classic, and a lot of cool things going into this race too. You heard us mention a few things with bonuses. Well, there's not 1 bonus. There's not 2. There's really not even 3 or 4. It's a lot. There's a lot of money on the line for these race teams. Sure, it pays $5,000 to the feature event winner, but really there is awards and prizes to be collected throughout the field. We could probably spend the next hour or 2 just talking about all the prizes. So many people coming together, and I think that shows the kind of guy that Chase Johnson is. Chase Johnson, obviously, as I said, a very versatile race car driver and rarely made enemies anywhere he went, and just one of the good guys of non-wing sprint car, wing sprint car, Silver Crown, Midget, Outlaw Kart Racing, etc. Racing. Just one of the good guys that you'll find in all of motorsports is Chase Johnson. So it's really cool to see all these partners come together to throw in a lot of bonus money. And over the course of the night, we're going to keep you abreast of who has won each prize. We'll start off with Dane Culver. He drew the 24 pill, got a free barrel of fuels courtesy of everybody that has pitched in here for the Chase Johnson Classic. So awards already being handed out here at the Chase Johnson Classic. Throughout the night on our FloRacing broadcast, we'll have a ticker running along the bottom side of the screen updating you on award winners. And so many things to watch out for. It's awesome. You can't beat it in California. Wing 360 sprint cars and the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midget Championship on a bad, fast, and probably hooked up Merced Speedway again, Brian Holbert, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Indeed, thank you very much. Sprint cars going to kick off the program. Their cars will begin to make their way out as we'll have their hot lap and qualifying sessions. USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship will follow with dirt draft hot laps into Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Then we'll go into opening ceremonies here this evening. See the setup down there right next to the AMSOIL banner. The guitar and the amps are set up, so we'll have a live rendition, maybe a little Jimi Hendrix style, of our nation's song. Cars begin to make their way out to the Speedway, the one, the only. Oh, GT, Gary Thomas joining us up here in the tower. Of course, the longtime voice of sprint car racing here in California. A stout field of Wing 360s on hand here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Brian Holbert. Really excited to see 30 wing sprint cars on hand to finish off the 2025 California season. You have some top names, some young drivers, and some wily veterans out here tonight with, again, 30 cars on hand. Utilizing a version of the SCCT and Kubota high-limit racing format, if you're familiar with those. We will have straight line qualifying, so everyone will qualify against each other. No splitting up the heat race groups or qualifying groups, anything like that. Cars on track for this opening hot lap session. Again, going to roll in the Speedway a little bit before we go. Green from Fresno rather. The 15 is Colton Key tonight, making just his 4th career wing sprint car start. Behind him out of Brentwood, the number 9 is Adriana DiMartini. 82J also out there from Chowchilla, Steve Jakewith. I've only seen him a couple times so far this season. 86, one of our double-duty drivers here tonight from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, is Dason Persley. And behind him, this year's SCCT in Placerville, Rookie of the Year of the 3 from Bozeman, Montana, is Cole Schroeder. Cole Schroeder in the number 3. 73 also out there from Simi Valley, Cole Wakeham. Just a handful of wing sprint car starts to his credit. And in the 83T, also double-duty, had a great run here last night in the Midget. That is Tanner Carrick. Tanner Carrick, 83T. 42X, taking just his 2nd ever wing to sprint car start out of Sacramento. That is Hayden Klein. Hayden will be your first qualifier here tonight. Looks like the 12 car from Hanford, Michael Facento, will also join us in this opening hot lap session. Good to see Michael in the wing sprint car here tonight. Of course, a former Placerville Speedway 360 track champion, primarily running the Midget here in 2025. Michael driving for car owner Willie Whittlesley in that number 12R. Brother Mitchell drove that car for several races a few years back. If you're looking for live timing and scoring for the sprint cars, you can check out My Race Pass. The qualifying order is already on the My Race Pass app as well. Should have one more car to fire for the opening group. 75 car Tony Gomes, this year's Placerville Speedway track champion. Tony back in the Mini Motorsports North 40 Films number 75 here this evening. Should be some quick green-white checkered hot lap sessions here for the sprint cars. $424 and some quick car gauges on the line for fast time tonight thanks to Cali Dirt. Fast 4 media and quick car gauges. Green flag set to wind up the first hot lap session here at the Chase Johnson Classic. White flag coming out on this opening group. Tanner Carrick fastest so far, 12.692. And the checker flag waving that time by on this group. Well, 83T Tanner Carrick fastest in the first group in 11.236. Cole Schroeder, Tony Gomes, Adriana DiMartini, and the 12 of Michael Facento, your top 5. Of course, we'll talk about all the extra awards on the line here tonight. There's a copious amount for both the midgets and the sprint cars. In Hard Charger Heat Race winners, we're going to have the Chase for Cash in both divisions. Kind of an Australian Pursuit style dash. Next group making its way out on track, 3G at Grant Sexton out of Lakeside, California, the Sexton Fire Protection East County Electric Works. 3G making his first career Wing 360 sprint car start. 14 car rolling down the front straightaways out of Fresno. M&L Plumbing, Pacific Boring, and Circle J5 Ranch sponsoring Mariah Eade. Mariah Eade in the 14. Couple of Tarleton and Son cars with us tonight. Should be Lemore's Carson Macedo over there in turn number 2, this year's third place finisher in the World of Outlaws point standings. Carson now 29 years of age, 2015 NARC King of the West champion. Another two-time NARC champion rolling down the front straightaway, Dominic Selzy out of Fresno, the Selzy Enterprises, Red Rose Transportation, Whipple Superchargers 41. Males Transmission 54, Carson Hall, regular at the Marysville Raceway, making the tow down here to compete with us at Merced. Carson out of Grass Valley, California. X1 Chance Grasty out there, the Friends and Family Racing Special. Couple of Sprint Car Challenge Tour wins this season for Chance Grasty. And the Weir Racing 14W Jody Robinson from Roseville. Mako Farms, Roseville Precision, Grossi Electric among the sponsors on the 14W. Again, this is the second flight of hot laps here at the Chase Johnson Classic, presented by American Rock and Rent. Longest tow today went home with $300. Going to be a hard luck award as well, $100. Courtesy of Mark Miramontes, and a Sailor's Wing nose wing as well for the hard luck award. Should be the 5-car Aiden Larimer from right here in Merced. Next car to push out, the Carneaga Farms Mags Storage, Manure Money, Stone Spreading, number 5A. Aiden coming off a sweep of the Chowchilla Barn Burner last Saturday and Sunday in the 500 Outlaw Kart Division. Another one just getting his feet wet when it comes to wing sprint car racing. Less than 5 career starts for Aiden Larimer. Should be a couple more cars coming out for this hot lap session. '56C Carson Hamas joining us out of Marysville, California, the STS Farming All About Fire Protection Sprinter. And the 10 of Dominic Gordon should be the final car for this group out of Clovis for Gary Silva Ranch's Fortitude Driver Development and J.B. Critchley. Hot lap session number 2 at Merced Speedway. Well, the Tarleton & Son 21, Carson Macedo 11,174, now atop the hot lap charts. Dominic Selzy, Chance Grasty, Tanner Carrick, and Dominic Gordon now in your top 5. Well, another World of Outlaws regular on track from Lemoore, the Tarleton & Son American Rock and Rinse, number 21T, driven by Cole Macedo. Cole Macedo in the 21T. And from Lemoore, the Apex Construction Valley Wound Healing and Hyperbaric Center, that's his cousin, Gage Garcia. They call him the Spider. Gage Garcia in the 28. 5A also out there for Sideways Design, Bill's Jerky and Mid-State Containers is Alexa Herrera. Alexa Herrera in the 5A. And a 2-time NARC 410 champ from San Jose, the Williams Motorsports, a Matco Disposal, Swimming Pool Perfection 0, it's Tim Kading. TK in the 0. 54X tonight, driven by Redding's Max Mitri. They're sponsored by Golden Valley Auto Body, Yuba City Scrap and Steel. Max this year's SCCT Speed Week champion. And now a 3-time Gold Cup Race of Champions winner from Clovis, the Sincal Services, Myers Constructors, 4C Construction, 14M is Corey Day. Corey Day in the 14M. Corey doing some double duty action tonight in the Sprint Car and Midget. 55D of Dawson Hamas also joins us at Marysville. The STS Farming All About Fire Protection Summit Partners Burbank Agency Sprinter. Right behind him, the 15 is Michael Sellers out of Sacramento. Sellers Race Wings Bullseye Design, Swimming Pool Perfections among his sponsors. And the young 14-year-old from Visalia, Clayton Snow Racing, Gary Silva Ranches, Moose's LZ Bar and Grill, Ditto's Graphics sponsoring Jet Barnes. Jet Barnes in the 7. 56 Taylor Hall also hitting the track. Taylor finishing up her rookie 360 sprint car season. Helped out by Future Plastering, Fisher Pools, and Pressler Properties and Construction as we go green on the next hot lap session. Well, that should finish up hot laps for the winged 360 sprint cars. 21 Carson Macedo fastest with an 11.174. Dominic Selzy, Chance Grasty, Tanner Carrick, and Jet Barnes the top 5. All-time 360 track record held by Kyle Larson, a 10.063. That was set on November 24th, 2021. All-time 410 track record just ahead of that, a 10.057 held by Giovanni Selzy. That was set in 2022. Something else we're going to keep our eyes on for both the midgets and sprint cars is that most entertaining qualifying entrance, $2,400 to whoever gets that award, courtesy of Mittree Construction. So we might have some wild cars coming out here, doing some wheelies or donuts or something. As we're set for the first again of 30 cars to take times. You can follow along with live timing on the scoreboard and My Race Pass as well. Green flag, first time by. Again, just the second career sprint car start tonight for Hayden Klein out of Sacramento, the Josh Bates Racing ART Enterprises number 42X. Opening lap's going to be a 12.227. 1.2227. His father, Herman Klein, a longtime Northern California sprint car racer. Second time by 11.916. That'll be the official time for the Josh Bates 42X driven by Hayden Klein. Next qualifier out of Fresno, just his fourth ever sprint car start. The C&K Towing System 1 Filters Fast 4 Media 15. This is Colton Key. Colton Key in the 15. Yellow going to get on the flag stand. 42X not safely off the track. So next time by, Colton Key will get the green. Colton Key on the green that time by. And coming up through the micro ranks, brother Cody also driving his car selected times here in 2025. His opening lap's an 11.537. 1.1537, lap 1 for the 15. Second lap is going to be 11.548. From Lincoln, next up again, double duty here tonight, the California Waterfowl TC Guide Service sprinter is Tanner Carrick. Opening lap for Carrick is an 11.013. He'll go to the top of the charts. Last night, Tanner, the fast qualifier with the USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midgets. Second time by is going to be a 10.840. That's the fastest lap so far tonight for Tanner Carrick. Next up, again, another driver just getting his feet wet when it comes to wing sprint car racing out of Simi Valley 73 is Cole Wakeham. Lap number 1, 11.326 in the JFM number 73. 1.1326 on his first circuit. Second time by 11.748. So 11.326 his official time. On the green now, 82J out of Chowchilla, California, the Orion sponsored sprinter. This is Steve Jakewith. Steve Jakewith in the 82J. I believe just his second start of 2025. 12.636 his opening lap. 1.2636 for Steve Jakewith. Lap number 2 is going to be a 12.475, fifth quick for Steve. Well, tonight in the Willie Whittlesley, number 12, welcome out Michael Facento from Hanford, former Placerville Speedway 360 Sprint Car champion. Lap 1, second quick, 11.105 as he rips through 1 and 2. 11.105 for Facento. Second lap, 11.444, so Michael Facento goes second quick. Well, Wing 360 debut for this guy from Lakeside. It's going to be Grant Sexton for Sexton Fire Protection, East County Electric Works on the 3G. Lap 1 is fourth quick, 11.427. He is off the pace through 1 and 2. That's Grant Sexton in the 3G. So Tanner Carrick, 83T, his fast time up to this point, 10.840. Trying to get the yellow flag out. Going to look and see if we have some debris down there in turn 1. So 3G of Grant Sexton has the push quad in behind him. And Grant coming up out of the Lightning Sprint ranks, as well as the non-wing sprint car ranks. 3-car Cole Schroeder next up, third place finisher in the SCCT point standings this year. Rocking our bar, Sure Built Suspension, Don Valenzuela Auto Body, and Hyperwest sponsoring the Rookie of the Year with SCCT and at Placerville. 11.583 opening lap for Schroeder. That is sixth fastest. 11.583. Second time by. How about third quick for Cole? 11.292. Well, on the track now from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Avanti Windows and Doors, NOS Energy Drink, PristineAuction.com 86. It's Dayson Pursley. Lap 1 for Dayson, second quick, a 10.864. 1.0864. Can he take it away from Tanner Carrick on lap 2? You betcha. 10.700. Fast time for Dayson Pursley in the 86 car. He'll take it away from Tanner Carrick. 9-car Adriana DiMartini will be our next qualifier. Adriana full-time this year with the Sprint Car Challenge Tour. And she'll get the green this time by. Moss Brothers Powder Coating, Moeller Brothers Body Shop, American Flagpole, NorCal Builders, and Ancona Motorsports sponsoring the Brentwood driver. Her opening lap is an 11.612. 11.612, lap 1 for Adriana. And checker flag waves, she'll go 11.494. That is seventh quick. Out of Fresno, two-time NARC champion, the Selzy Enterprises, Red Rose Transportation, Whipple, Superchargers 41. Welcome out Dominic Selzy. Lap 1 for Dominic is third quick, 11.088. 11.088 P3 for the Dominator on lap 1. Second time by, he'll go 10.842 and stay third quick for Dominic Selzy. Well, this year's Placerville Speedway track champion from Modesto, the Mini Motorsports 75 is driven by Tony Gomes. His opening lap is fifth quick, 11.108. He get a lot of shape in turn number 2 there. Tony picked up an SCCT win in this car at Cottage Grove Speedway in Oregon back in July. Lap number 2, 11.342, so the best lap, 11.108. From Fresno in the M&L Plumbing, Pacific Boring, Circle J5 Ranch 14, this year's NARC Rookie of the Year, Mariah Eade. Lap 1 is 8th quick for Mariah, 11.326. 11.326. Second time by, she'll go 4th quick, 11.077. Good lap there for Mariah E. Still looking for an interesting entrance in qualifying. As we welcome out the youngster next up, Cornagia Farms Mag Storage and Manure Money, sponsoring the 5 of Aiden Larimer. Lap 1 for Aiden is 7th quick, 11.198. Little blurp of the throttle over there in turn 2. 11.198 lap 1. And his final lap slows to an 11.758. Looking at first up should be the straight up number 21 of Carson Macedo for Tarleton and Son. White flag coming up. What do we have? He's got the 4th fastest lap of 10.935. 3rd place in the World of Outlaws point standings, 11 wins on the season. Little puff of smoke down the back straightaway that time. He'll stay 4th quick, but does improve to a 10.922 Carson Macedo. Well, last season's Marysville Raceway champion, the STS Farming, all about fire protection, Ace Attorney Services, 56C, Carson Hamas. His opening circuit is 9th quick, 11.278. 11.278, top 10 in the SCCT point standings this year. Second lap, he will stay 9th quick, 11.207. Well, one of the top regulars at Marysville Raceway next up from Grass Valley. The Mills Transmission 54 is driven by Carson Hall. His opening lap is going to be an 11.877. In fact, Carson skipping the Marysville Raceway banquet to be with us here tonight at the Chase Johnson Classic. Second time by, 11.898 for Carson Hall. Well, former Merced winner next up in the Mako Farms, Roseville Precision, Grossi Electric, Morrison Concrete. 14W, welcome out Jody Robinson. Her opening lap is an 11.435. Jody picking up an SCCT win here back in 2019. Checker flag this time by. She will go 12th quick in an 11.366. Hailing from Sacramento, California, the Sellers Race Wings, Bullseye Design, Swimming Pool Perfections, M&S Race Engines 15, Michael Sellers. 11.519, his opening circuit, 11.519. Not a ton of wing sprint car starts this year for Michael. Second time by, he'll go 11.528. Taking the green flag now from Sassoon City, the Bushy Financial Services, Sierra Single Ply, CNH Motor Parts, CRV X1, Chance Grasty. He's been one of the best qualifiers here in 2025. He'll go 5th quick on lap 1 at 10.981. 10.981, a couple of SCCT victories to his credit this year. Second time by, he'll stay 5th quick, 11.043. Well, next out in the Tarleton and Son American Rock and Rent 21T, this is Cole Macedo, 10th place in the World of Outlaws point standings this year. He'll go 4th quick on lap 1 at 10.872. 10872 for the 21T, now 25 years of age is Cole Macedo. Second time by, he'll stay 4th, 10, check that, 11.004 lap 2. Well, this year's Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial winner from Clovis, the Gary Silva Ranches, Fortitude Driver Development, number 10, it's Dominic Gordon. Gordon's first lap is an 11.294. 1-1-2-9-4, 13th to 4th at the Fall Nationals in Chico back in September. Second time by, he'll go 10th quick, 11.183 for Dominic Gordon. Your next qualifier comes to us out of Lemoore. It's the Apex Construction, Valley Wound Healing, Mark Paris Landscape Maintenance, 28th the Spider, Gage Garcia. He'll now go 10th quick on his opening lap in 11.139. 11.139. Gage getting some experience in Ohio earlier this month. Second time by 11.697. Well, again, finishing up her rookie sprint car season, 56 is Taylor Hall out of Roseville. Future Plastering, Fisher Pools, Mountaineer Tech, and Pressler Properties and Construction sponsoring her efforts. 11.858, lap 1 for Taylor. 11.858, ran full-time at Placerville Speedway this year in weekly competition. Second lap is going to be an 11.978. From Marysville, the STS Farming, all about fire protection, Summit Partners Burbank, Agency 55D, it's Dawson Hamas. Dawson checks in with a 12.187. 1-2-1-8-7, fifth place finisher in the SCCT point standings this year. And he'll improve to an 11.623. Nothing wild there from TK on that entrance. We'll see what he has in store for the qualifying time, though. The Williams Motorsports, the Madco Disposal, Swimming Pool Perfection. 0 is Tim Kading, two-time NARC champion. What'll TK have on his opening lap? He'll go 11.326. Bouncing around there in turn number 2, 11.326. Look forward to seeing his boy do some practice laps at the Chowchilla Barn Burner next week. Second time by better, 11.317. He'll go 15th. Taking the green flag this year's Western Sprint Tour SCCT Speedway champion is going to be Max Mitry out of Reading tonight in the Golden Valley Auto Body 54X. 11.328. Lap 1 for Mitry, gets out of shape in turn number 2. Max also finished 4th in the season-long SCCT standings. Off the pace on lap 2, so the first lap will be 17th quick for Max Mitry. Out of Visalia, welcome the Clayton Snow Racing, Gary Silva Ranches, Moose's LZ Bar and Grill, Ditto's Graphics 7, it's Jet Barnes. Jet will go 11.266 at his 14th quick, picked up his first career sprint car victory at Placerville, just 14 years of age this year. And he'll go 11th quick on lap number 2, 11.155 for Jet Barnes. Your next qualifier with the wing atop the car tonight, the 5E is Alexa Herrera, helped out by Sideways Design, Bill's Jerky, and Mid-State Containers on the 5 car. She'll take the white flag at a 12.726. 12726. Saw Alexa a few years ago at Hanford with the winged 360, normally running without the wing here in California. Her second lap is going to be a 12.547 for Herrera. Well, again, now a 3-time Gold Cup champion, the SinCal Services, 4 Seas Construction, Myers Constructors, 14M. This is Corey Day. Corey hopping around the high side to the second fastest lap at 10.721. Can he take it away from Dason Pursley? He's got to go better than a 10.700. He'll stay second quick with a 10.7044, 1,000.
Next up, USAC, NOS National Midgets. My friend Brian Holbert, take it away when you're ready. Thank you very much. Honestly, we're qualifying. We'll come up here in just a little bit. We'll have our dirt track hot laps before we get to that. 4 groups of dirt track hot laps going to make their way out to the Speedway. Allow the drivers to get a chance to feel out the racetrack, report back to their crews, make some changes and adjustments before they come out to try to set their quick qualifying time. course, that means you still have time to download the Dirt Draft app. You can set up your league, play with your friends, your family, your neighbors, even the people in the stands around you. Make sure and sign up today. Use code USAC for signing up to get a $20 digital gift card.
Cars making their way out to the racing surface. Looking here on the front straightaway, driving the number 4 machine, the driver out of Rising Sun, Maryland. The RMS Racing EnviroFab Spike Speedway Toyota number 4, Steven Snyder Jr. rolling in behind him will be the 98 of Lincoln, California, the Toyota Racing Development Mobile 1 Curb Records Eibach number 98 of Tanner Carrick. Next driver in line working onto the back straightaway. All the way from Canyon, Texas, the Sierra Towing and Crushing, Sonny's Grocery, $7 Speedway of Lubbock, Texas, D&D Racing. Moving dirt number 20Q, that is Brecken Reese. And the number 20Q working into turn number 3. Into the frame now, the 87W machine. That is Austin Wood out of Sacramento, California, making his USAC national debut last night with a 15th place finish in feature event competition. The S&C Composites, Kaiser Ultra Shield, Matt Wood Racing, number 87. 71 on track, that is Buddy Kofoid out of Pine Grove, California, driving the Mobile 1 TRD Curb Records IWX at KKM Curb number 71. As the field will begin to wind up here, Caden Sorali out of Stockton, California, the All-Pro Coatings, Teltec SR11 Spike Chassis number 32. At speed now as we're under green in Dirt Draft Hot Lap Session number 1. Cannon McIntosh, the Mobile 1, KKM Curb number 71K, last night's feature winner. Along with the 43 of Gunnar Setzer working on the back straightaway. He will slide on into turns at 3 and 4 in the Midwest 2 Mills Bar Property, Stanton Link Chassis number 43. Not in action last night. We saw him up in Placerville, though. Oh, we've got one upside down. That's Sorali. Just about to say Anthony Bruno joining the party out of San Jose, California. Now under red flag conditions, Sorali in the 32. Your Avante Winsendor's USAC West Coast Midget points champion for the 2025 season. Crew's working on getting to the 32 back upright carefully. Driver still inside the car. Thumbs up trackside. Driver is okay. Again, Caden Sorali okay after getting upside down over the exit of turn number 2. So Caden coming up out of the car. Drake York standing alongside. Drake, what do you got?
Brian, it looks like a majority of the front end is destroyed on this race car. The axle has been, along with the left front shock, damaged. Fortunately, it looks like it hasn't ripped the shock tower out of it, so that is one positive for the Sorali situation down here, and he has just exited that 32 machine. So hopefully not a lot of work for this team. I looked at the rear end of the race car too, and it didn't look that bad. So hopefully just a left front shock and a front end swap for Caden Sorali here in just a little bit, as he'll make his way back to the pit area here in just a second to begin work on this 32 machine.
Thank you very much. Hook going on the number 32. Again, the driver to Stockton, California. 4-time winner on the season last night. Second in the Elliott's Custom Trailers Cart semi-feature event. Ended up 16th in your feature, 23rd of the Hangtown 100. Last year in the finale here at Merced, a 14th place run, so hopefully he can rebound and make his way back into competition. So working on getting the 32 on the hook. They will suspend that car. It looks like we're going to catch up with Caden here in just a moment.
Yeah, the good news is Caden Cerali up and out of this race car. And Caden, not sure, or I should say I'm not sure what happened down here in turn number 2. What happened from your vantage point?
Just went in there and kind of tried running the middle lane there. And was kind of just sliding up and caught that right there in the middle coming off a 2 here and just junked it.
Tough break for Caden Cerali. Once again, Brian, the damage on the front of this race car doesn't look too substantial. Now that they've got it off the ground, it doesn't look nearly as bad as it once did, but that front axle still has a little bit of a bend to it there on the left front. That left front shock is definitely going to be needing replaced as Cerali going to hop in the tow truck, and they'll begin work on this race car to get him out for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying.
Thank you very much. Confirm with officials exactly what happened. Coming out turn number 2, car kicked right, saved it, swung left, and when he did, getting on that smaller side tire and the car digging in and going for a ride. Incidentally, Caden was the quickest driver on track with a 12.503. Kofoid was second quick with a 12.542. Tanner Carrick third quick. Kenny McIntosh and Steven Snyder Jr. was fifth quick, a difference of a little over a tenth of a second between your 5 quickest drivers in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Of course, Caden was also fifth quick in qualifying last night. Holds a 10-lap track record here, so he definitely knows how to scoot around this racetrack. Unfortunately, just a little brush of bad luck to start off the night. So they'll work on getting the 32 back to the pit area. Hopefully they can complete repairs on that. Set to go out second in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying behind Cannon McIntosh. So hopefully repairs minimal on that machine. So I have Dirt Draft Hot Lap session at number 2 coming up here in just a little bit. A multitude of items to give away here tonight. I know, Gary, you've got a couple things up here we're going to be giving away as well. We've got some, looks like, autographed pictures and some other good stuff. We got books. We got all kinds of good stuff up here. What is that?
And we have race belts as well, thanks to Gary Renshaw.
The race belts.
Yeah,
I haven't
one's a
seen those
Knoxville
in
belt.
a minute.
I have a Knoxville belt.
Nice. Yeah. So again, Dane Culver got that barrel of methanol courtesy of Champion Race Fuels. He drew the number 24 in the qualifying lineup process. Fast qualifier, $150 from Honest Abe Roofing. The rod supply is the hard charger. $200 and a set of quick change gauges by Del Morris Insurance Agency and Quick Car Racing Products. Good to see Del Morris still involved in race course. Used to make the trip out to the Chili Bowl year after year. Hope Del is doing well. Dane Culver on track. Real quick, let's check in with Drake.
You talked about that barrel of methanol he got for being the driver that drew the 24 pill here at the Chase Johnson Classic. So I talked to him shortly after that. He was in a good mood, but he said, man, I'm just never really in a great mood when I come here to Merced Speedway. Every time I come here, seemingly something bad happens to me. If you remember back to our stop here last year, Dane Culver got into it with Carson Macedo. That ejected him off the edge of the racetrack and hard on the outside wall. That destroyed that car. Funny enough, Dane Culver autographed this section of wall where he hit last year. So if you ever get a chance to come to Merced Speedway, you should check out the turn 4 because Dane Culver signed where he hit the wall. So at least he kind of has a positive outlook on it. And even earlier this year with the Avante Windows and Doors USAC Western States Midgets got into an accident about partway through the race after having a really good night going. So he was just kind of in the camp of, I'm a little worried about how things go here at Merced. And you look at last night with the fuel pump too, that definitely didn't add to the confidence level. But Dane told me earlier today, they spent all day on it yesterday after Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, trying to fix it. They feel really good about it tonight.
We'll see how it goes. The fuel pump was not engaging on the number 50. They were able to pull it out, go to work on it, and obviously running much better here tonight as he will come to speed here in that 50 machine. Other drivers on track include Brody Graham out of Bakersfield, California. And he's going to find some problems here on the start. He went in, he kind of grabbed that inside berm. It looks like it may have torn something up at the bottom side of that machine. So the B&B Oilfield Consulting, Central California Construction number 66, going to pull down to the apron of the racetrack here. The 67K, the Titusville, Florida driver, Colton Robinson on track. The sound gear, number 97, Gavin Miller. Working onto the back straightaway. Hayden Reinbold behind him. The AME Electrical, the Valley Transportation, number 19. The Avante Windows and Doors, number 83. Drake Edwards out of Peoria, Arizona on track as well. The 87, the NOS Energy entry. Justin Granted of Ione, California. Last night, 3 points was the difference between first and second coming into the weekend. 39 points now the difference as he chases. Of course, was in the running to potentially pick up a $500,000 if he could have swept all three of the National Circle Track Championships of the United States Auto Club. A foot injury taking him out of contention with the sprint car division. Picked up the Silver Crown, is still in the running for the Midgets. And right now, Brody Graham clear from the racetrack. I believe Drake does have an update on that.
I didn't get a chance to talk to Brody Graham, Brian, but I can report that car was still running when he made it to the infield. As a matter of fact, I think he left it running as he was being pushed off the racetrack out of gear, of course. So we'll see what the issue is for Brody Graham. So you got to imagine he felt something internally, but we do know that right now it's not the motor. At least that's what we think, just based off of the fact that it was running when he got down here, too. So hopefully Brody Graham can make it out for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. That's another driver plagued with issues here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, Brian.
Indeed, Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3 onto the Speedway. Michael Pickens of the Dave.com, Bioman Motorsports at number 31. Onto the Speedway, the Eibach number 97K, also on track. That is Cale Drake out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. The 98K, Brandon Carr, the driver from across the pond in Sheffield, England. The J. Davidson Scrap Metal, KKM Carmack-Jania, number 98K. The 57W, driver out of Yuba City, California, the NOS Energy, Lippert Construction, number 57W. That's going to be Landon Brooks in the Matt Wood Racing entry. Driver joining us tonight, not in action last night, Miles Tomlinson out of Turtle Lake, North Dakota. The Paradigm Wealth Services, Gertie Powered Spike, Vet Box Containers, Capital Wealth Services at number 22. Also, the number 22G, Terry Nichols, the Panda out of Delano, California, driver of the Napa, Vet Box Containers, Master Design and Construction, West Evans. Garland Reisner, number 22G, also on track. So Garland Reisner set to bring 4 cars to the Chili Bowl Nationals powered by NOS this year. 2 of those cars here tonight. Next driver to tell you about, rolling here on the front straightaway, the teammate to Michael Pickens. That's Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California. Problems with the steering last night, sidelining him early in the Dave.com Smart Machine. Stanton Spike at Bioman Motorsports number 31B. Problem rectified and ready to get after it here this evening. McVeigh Trucking, Highland Indy Power Sports, Indy Fuel, CGCPA's number 57 to Logan Seavey over in turn number 1. He'll start to come to speed. And the Joyner Motorsports number 27X rolling into turn number 1. He'll find the throttle. Out of Kennedale, Texas, the G Hood Construction, Belling Racing Equipment, Valco, EA Stealth Powered, Spike number 27. That is Kyle Jones. Swapping up the power plant beneath the bonnet of that number 27, going to an EA Stealth Power plant. So just joining us here on the FloRacing broadcast, Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3 of 4 onto the Speedway. Caden Cerali remains at the top of the boards with a 12.503. We'll see how that sorts out here as we go into our final stages of hot laps. So Cerali remains at the top of the boards with a 12.503. Buddy Kofoid second quick with a 12.542. Tanner Carrick a 12.549. Logan Seavey was the quickest driver on track. He's 4th quick overall at a 12.629. Cannon McIntosh 5th quick with a 12.653. Drake Edwards, Steven Snyder Jr., Jake Andriotti, Brecken Reese, and Justin Grant, your top 10. Final flight of Dirt Draft Hot Laps out to the Speedway. Driver to Galloway, Ohio. Driver to the JBL Audio TRD Mobile 1, number 67, Jacob Denny. Rolling onto the back straightaway. Driver rolling in behind him is the Monster Energy CB Industries Oakley. PristineAuction.com, number 84, of Ty Gibbs out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Dason Pursley and Levante Windows and Doors, CB Industries NOS, number 86, out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma. Rolling into turn at number 3. Of course, just picked up the quick qualifying time for the Wing 360 division just a few moments ago. Quick car gauges and $424 for Dason Pursley with that quick qualifying run in the 360 division. Jet Yantis out of Bakersfield, California. The FloRacing RPM Motorsports. Current asphalt. Stanton Spike Chassis number 4Y making his way over into turns at 1 and 2. A little bit of a rough go last night. Ended up with a DNF in the feature event. Looking for a rebound here tonight. The 14, Connor Spear. It's out of Fillmore, California. The Channel Island Flooring. Streeter Grandstrat number 14 Junior. A spike with a Stanton beneath the bonnet of the number 14 Junior. Back in action here tonight. Driver to Clovis, California. Driver to Willie Kane Durst. Jet Fitness, Sander Engineering. Bobworth Mopar Triple X number 4K. This is Corey Day. Corey Day in the number 4K. 1 year ago, preliminary competition, went to victory lane. He was 17th in the finale. Has 4 starts here in Merced. 22nd place finish up at Placerville, during the Hangtown 100. The 14, Kevin Thomas Jr. on track as well to Coleman, Alabama. Making his 5th career start last night here in Merced with the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship. The Acro Seal, Metalloid 1, MW Manufacturing, Inferno Armor, number 14. The 99 AU, that is Carson Macedo at Lemoore, California. The Complete Parts and Equipment, Tarleton & Sons Empire. King Chassis, Speedway, Toyota. Dyson Motorsports, number 99. Matthew Radisich, driver of Auckland, New Zealand. Driver the Auto Life, Mud Wizard, Ed Pink Toyota Link Chassis. Out and about racing, number 17 in Z. On track as well. Checker flag flies here in your final flight of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. And Dason Pursley, quickest driver on track, 3rd quick overall. And Caden Cerrali ends up quickest in Dirt Draft Hot Laps with a 12.503. Kofoid, Pursley, Carrick, and Jacob Denny end up your top 5. Seavey, McIntosh, Yantis, Edwards, and Steven Snyder Jr. your top 10. They are separated by 0.164 seconds. Honest Abe Roofing, America's reliable roofer, presenting the Fast Qualifying Award in all 3 USAC national divisions throughout the 2025 season. Honest Abe has been selling, repairing, and maintaining residential roofs since 2005, and they want to give you the perfect roof to protect your home and keep you comfortable. Honest Abe provides the fastest service in the roofing industry, and they're supported the fastest driver in qualifications. Visit honestaberoofing.com today to schedule your free roof inspection. $150, courtesy of Honest Abe Roofing. $200 also on the line, and a set of quick change gauges, or quick car gauges rather, as courtesy of the Del Morris Insurance Agency and Quick Car Racing Products. The official 1-lap record, 11.417, set 2 years ago by Jade Evadisian. As your first driver rolls out to the Speedway last night, standing tall in victory lane, he's going to kick off Honest Abe Roofing qualifying at Bixby, Oklahoma. The Mobile 1 TRD Curb Records Toyota Link Chassis KKM Curb Agility number 71K. Going to be Cannon McIntosh. Cannon McIntosh in the 71K, a 12.997 on his opening lap. He picked up the win last night. 5th win of the season with the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship. Comes around, 2nd time by. Better, a 12.576, 125.76 seconds for Cannon McIntosh. Brecken Reese out to the Speedway now at Canyon, Texas. The Sierra Towing and Crushing, Sonny's Grocery, Dumas Iron and Metals, Chandler Grand Prix, Jeffrey's Own Link Speedway Toyota, number 20Q. Comes around, lap number 1 is going to be a 12.929, 12929 seconds for Brecken Reese. Last night making his Merced Speedway debut. 3rd in the Elliott's Custom Trailers Car semi-feature event, ended up 24th in the feature. Comes around lap number 2 at a 12.80, better on time, 2nd quick to Cannon McIntosh. As your 3rd driver out to qualify is going to be Buddy Kofoid at Pengrove, California. The Mobile 1 TRD Curb Records IWX KKM Kerbagajania number 71. 2nd place finish last night. Leading early. traffic giveth and it taketh, and in this case, Goss Kofoid to fall to second was still in the hunt well into the closing stages of the race. Turns a 12:656 on lap number 1. Lap number 2 for Kofoid is going to be a little bit slower, 12:662, a 12:656. Lap number 1, second quick for the driver of the number 71. Working the high side up to a third-place finish last night in Lincoln, California. The Toyota Racing Development Mobile 1 Curb Records Ibach KKM Curbing at Genie number 98. This is Tanner Carrick. Tanner Carrick in the number 98. One of the drivers pulling double duty here tonight. Third quick on his opening lap of the 12:760. Three-time winner on the season. Ocean Speedway twice in March and July. Placerville on July 5th. Third place last night, a 14th up at Placerville during the Hangtown 100. Second time around, a little bit slower, 12:776. Lap number 1, a 12:760. Third quick for Tanner Carrick. Another driver joining the party here this weekend, Anthony Bruno out of San Jose, California, the National Towing Arbor Specialist, Orland Public Auction, Esslinger Spike Chassis, KPR Racing number 9. The Biscaccio number 9 coming around on his opening lap of the 13:545. 13:545 seconds for Anthony Bruno, 5th at a 5 right now. He'll make his way around lap number 2, see if he can find some more speed. Finds a little bit, a 13:485. Still 5th quick for Bruno. Gunnar Setzer next onto the Speedway at Columbus, Indiana. Driver of the Midwest 2 Mills Barn Property. Stanton Link Chassis. The gear starts now. Setzer Fabricating. Kevin Arnold owned number 43. 20 starts on the season, 1 top 5 and 8 top 10 finishes. A provisional in the last night's feature event, resulting with a 21st place finish after running 8th in the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Lap number 1, a 13:123. Lap number 2 is a 13:113. 5th quick for Setzer in the number 43 machine. Steven Snyder Jr. out to the Speedway now with a Rising Sun Maryland, the RMS Racing and Viral Fab, Valco, Rada Supply, and BB Logistics. Spike Speedway Toyota powered at number 4. 8-time winner on the season, a micro competition at Port City Plaza Park, Airport Speedway out in Kansas, Linda's, and the Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. Look out. Turns that midget into a Schwinn that time over into turns at 1 and 2. Yesterday, lap number 1 had a little bit of a snafu and was able to rebound on lap number 2, but lap number 1 is all it took here tonight, a 12:555. Steven Snyder Jr. to the top of the boards here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Snyder going opposites on his qualifying run from last night. As the next driver's out to the Speedway out of Sacramento, California, the SG Composites, Kaiser, Matt Wood Racing number 87W. This is Austin Wood. Austin Wood coming around. He about gets her up on the right side tires. Gathers back up, gets back into the throttle with 6 quick on his opening lap of the 12:972. 12972 seconds for the driver of the number 87W. A 15th place run last night. Second time around, 14:055. He'll stick with his opening lap. On the struggle bus last night was still your Rada Supply hard charger, though. Justin Granted of Ione, California, the NOS Energy, PristineAuction.com, Mobile 1 CB Industries, number 87. Comes around opening lap. Going to turn a 13:082. 7th quick for Justin Grant, 13:082 seconds for the NOS Energy, number 87. Trying to find some more speed here on lap number 2. We'll see if he finds it. And it's a 12:820, better 6 quick for Justin Grant. Next driver onto the Speedway, Gavin Miller. He's out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Driver of the Sound Gear, TRD Mobile 1 Curb Records Toyota KKM Kerbacajanian number 97. Comes around lap number 1, turns a 13:420, 13:420 for the driver of the number 97. Blazer onto the back straightaway, 9th quick right now. We'll see if he can climb up just a little bit more. 8th place run last night here in Merced. Comes around lap number 2, picks up one more with a 13:100, 13:100 for Gavin Miller, second time by. And Dane Culver's upside down here as he took the green flag. Look out. My, oh my, Culver. The Royal Purple Eibach, Brecca chassis number 50. Already coming up and out of the car. Race fans, he is okay. Went for a ride up at Placerville, the fuel pump last night, and tonight, again, going for a ride, dejected as he walks away. Tough ride for Dane Culver. Again, he is okay. As I believe we have a replay getting ready to be queued up here on the FloRacing broadcast. And getting a look at what happened here. There is a little bit of a rut there in turn one, and man, went in, caught it, thought he had a save, but just like we see so many times, once that left side tire starts to set down, it's like unloading a clock spring, and that thing just absolutely took off. But remember, there is style points awarded in qualifying, and so far I don't know if anybody else is in the running for the most impressive qualifying run. And right now, let's check in with Drake York.
The good news, Brian, it doesn't look like there's a lot of damage on this race car, if at any. There's a little bit of mud shoved in behind the front axle, but that's an easy fix. Right now, officials just trying to make sure they get this car out of gear so they can pull it back to the pit area, but I think right now they should be good to go. So Dane Culver up and out of the race car. That's the most important news, Brian, but tough break for him no less. It's been a rough Golden State invasion for Culver. The only damage that is really worth reporting is it looks like a lot of the paneling on the left side, that sail panel and sun visor, damaged just a little bit, but nothing that's going to affect this race car mechanically from what we're able to tell on the ground.
Drake, what I want to know is he always has a duck affixed to the top of his visor. It looks like the duck survived.
Yes, that's the good bit of news. The duck did survive. He's okay, just like Dane.
So the duck will live to quack again. It was definitely quacking on that one, though. It's just getting pointed out the two drivers have gone upside down, 1 and 2 in the final standings for the Avante Windows and Doors at USAC Western States Midgets in 2025. As they'll work on getting the 50 kind of swapped around there so they can get a better hook and avoid damaging that car any further. So 11 drivers breaking the beam here on the front straightaway. 10 have taken time. Steven Snyder Jr. right now, the quick qualifier, 12.555. Came around on the opening lap and focused in on the fact that he was nearly going upside down in turns 1 and 2. Looked back down and confirmed, yes, he did have the quick qualifying time. Cannon McIntosh second quick right now, 0.021 seconds was the margin between first and second. Buddy Kofoid currently third quick. Tanner Carrick, Brecken Reese, Justin Grant, Austin Wood, Gavin Miller, Gunnar Setzer, and Anthony Bruno. Currently the 10 drivers who have qualified. Difference among them, just shy of 0.4 of a second. Don't forget racing action continuing this week. Back on track Tuesday down in Bakersfield, California. The Jason Leffler Memorial 10,000 win for the drivers of the USAC NOS Energy during Midget National Championship. And, of course, it all rounds out next Saturday. We're talking Turkey Night down on the beach of Ventura, California. 15,000 win. One of the original crown jewels of midget racing. Look forward to getting down there. Of course, that is actually a 2-night affair. Friday, the USCS Sprint Cars of California, and we specify when we use the acronym USCS because there is another USCS series that is the Wing 360 division that operates down around the southeast. This is a non-wing series, the Ultimate Sprint Car Series here in California, a combination of 360 and 410 sprint cars. They will have an absolutely stacked field on hand for that Friday night show. They'll be a part of the Saturday night program as well. And, of course, if you can't be there live at either event this week, you can find it all, as always, on FloRacing, the official live broadcast provider of the United States Auto Club since 2019, exclusively on FloRacing. And a part of that FloRacing subscription, you get all of the Flow Sports Network. That's really kind of the cool thing about it. Collegiate sports, bowling, curling, marching band, and just about everything in between, all a part of that one subscription package. Of course, if you're going for the racing, not only do you get all 3 national touring divisions of the United States Auto Club, Kubota High Limit Series, you get the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, All-Star Circuit of Champions, and when it comes to indoor racing, It is like the Infinity Gauntlet. You have the Snowball Derby. You have the Hyper Racing Tulsa Shootout powered by NOS Energy. The Chillable Nationals powered by NOS Energy. You've got the Wild West Shootout. You've got the Dome. Like I said, you've got all 5 Infinity Stones of indoor racing and outdoor racing pretty much. So you definitely want to check that out if you are not a subscriber. It is a good time to buy. Now is also a good time to go and swing down and check out the USAC merchandise trailer. Driver merchandise available out there as well. Of course, you can shop online at usacgear.com. Use code GOLDEN for free shipping. That ends tonight. So make sure and check that out. Hand warmers available down there while supplies last. Of course, you've got Cale Drake, Jacob Denny, Gavin Miller, Cannon McIntosh, Logan Seavey, Mitchell Moles. All of their apparel is available just beyond the main entrance. Track is cleared and back in the green. Here comes the 00 Jake Andriotti. Driving to Castro Valley, California, the Hotheads engine heater. Buchanan Auto Electric, Essinger BB7, Spike Chassis, Pete Davis' own 00. 22nd last year in the finale here at Merced. Gets her hard on the right side, but keeps her upright. The 00 7th quick on his opening lap of the 12 at 9:58. See what he can turn here on lap number 2. A 12:5.99. He'll jump up to third quick. Good lap for Jake Andriotti in the 00. Next up to bat, it's going to be Colton Robinson out of Titusville, Florida. Driver of the Precise Tooling Solution, Speedway Total Link Chassis, TRD, Bubble 1, Walker Filtration, Kermagajani, number 67K. 9th place run last night in his Merced debut. Comes around 11th quick on his opening lap at a 13.413. Best run of 2025. It was with the Extreme Outlaw Midgets. That was on May 30th up at Coles County. 6 starts in USAC competition this season with 1 top 10. That coming last night. Second time around, 13.048. Better night quick for Colton Robinson. Drake Edwards onto the Speedway now. Driver of the CB Industries, Avante Windows and Doors, PristineAuction.com, Petty Performance, Mobile 1, Speedway Toyota Spike Chassis, number 83. Rolls topside through 1 and 2. Likewise, through turns 3 and 4. Comes around. Lap number 1 is going to be a 12.742. 1:27.42 seconds, 5th quick for the Arizona racer. 20th in this event 1 year ago. Last night, 7th. Posting his best career finish here at Merced. Comes around, second time by, a little bit slower, 12.848. He'll stand on his opening lap, 5th quick with a 12.742. Hayden Reinbold coming to us out of Gilbert, Arizona, on track to AME Electrical, Only Transportation, Indy Race Parts, Stanton Spike, Reinbold, Underwood Motorsports, number 19 AZ. 18th place run last night. Last year was 19th in the finale. Best finish in 2023, 11th. He has 6 career starts here at Merced. 10th quick on his opening lap with a 13.035. Second time around, 12.810. Better 8th quick for Hayden Reinbold. A little bit of a rough go last night for the driver to Greencastle, Indiana. Trying to find a little bit more speed here tonight out in the Curb Records, Coletta Charters Impact, Dueling Autosport, Kerr-Bagajani, and Shores Chassis number 63. This is Cale Coons. Cale Coons in the 63. 15th on the field on his opening lap. A multi-time winner on the season, 3 times in weekly competition at the Honest State Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. Also picked up a Midwest 410 win at Circle City, as well as a victory at Kokomo. Comes around, picks up 1 more spot to 14th with a 13.246, 1:32.46 seconds for Cale Coons. Football season keeping him away from the racetrack last night, but the Bakersfield, California driver in competition here tonight, Brody Graham of the BB Oilfield Consulting, Stanton Spike number 66. And remember, he had problems during Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Looks like those problems will persist as he slows, but does come around to register a lap, a 14.671. So he will clear the racetrack, and we will continue on. The 98 Brandon Carr to Sheffield, England. The J. Davidson Scrap Metal, Mobile 1, Toyota Curb Records, KKM, Kerr-Bagajani, and Link Chassis number 98K. at speed. Going to bring it around here to the front straightaway. His opening lap. We'll see where he stops the clock. It will be a 13.263. 1:32.63 seconds. 15th currently on the grid. A win earlier this year in October at Port City with the Power I Series. 23rd last night here in Merced. Comes around, second time by, is going to be a little bit slower, and it's all threes. 13.333 for the driver of the number 98K. Lap number 1 puts him 15th currently. The Joyner Motorsports number 27X, G-Hood Construction, EA Stealth Spike Chassis is the sponsor for Kyle Jones. Kyle Jones out of Kennedale, Texas. Out to the Speedway. 16th quick in his opening lap at the 13.308. Picking up yet another Belleville 305 National Championship back in August. Also an Extreme Outlaw victory at Linda Speedway. That was on August 7th. 12-time starter on the season in USAC National Midget Competition. Second time around. His better goes to 12th quick at a 13.077 second lap. That's Kyle Jones. The Panda out to the Speedway. Terry Nichols out of Delano, California. Driver of the Napa. Vet Box Container. Stanton SR11 Spike Chassis. Garland Riser own West Evans, number 22G. 18th quick on his opening lap with a 13.704, 1:37.04 seconds. On the road last night trying to make it to Merced. Unfortunately, just not making it in time, but good to see him in action here tonight. Comes around, second time by. He is going to be better, 13.492, 18th for the 22G. Out of Auckland, New Zealand, the Smart Machine Tool, Dave.com, JFM, Stanton Spike Chassis, Baum, and Motorsports number 31. This is Michael Pickens. Michael Pickens in the number 31. Going to come around in his opening lap, 17th quick at a 13.298. Problems on the car up at the Hangtown 100. Scratched after heat race competition. Was able to put her into the feature last night. A 17th place run for the 10-time New Zealand National Midget Champion. Comes around better, 10th quick at a 12.919. 1:29.19 seconds for Michael Pickens. Miles Tomlinson, the North Dakota driver in the Paradigm Wealth Services, Gertie Spike, Vet Box Containers, GR Motorsports number 22S on the Speedway, and kind of a slow pace here being set by the number 22. As something a miss on the number 22, but he does register a lap, a 16.360 for the 22S. So 22 drivers have crossed the start-finish line. 21 so far have taken time. Steven Snyder Jr. still with the quickest time at a 12.555. Landon Brooks onto the Speedway now from right down the road in Yuba City, California. Driver of the NOS Energy, Lipper Construction, Hamilton Racing, Kaiser Matwood Racing, Spike Stanton number 57W. Around the bottom side of turns 3 and 4. Lap number 1, third quick with a 12.584, 1:25.84 seconds right there. Can he get just a little bit more in lap number 2? Not quite. 12.944. He'll stand on his opening lap at the 12.584. Third quick for Landon Brooks. The Duke of Curls out to the Speedway now out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. Driver of the Eibach Toyota K-Cam Give Back Classic. Rebecca Janey, number 97K. This is Cale Drake. Cale Drake in the number 97. 11th place run last night, goes 17th quick on his opening lap at the 13.162. 1 year ago, 13th place finish in the finale of the double feature program here at Merced. Comes around better lap number 2, 15th quick at a 13.083, 1:30.83 seconds for the driver who has 2 wins in USAC National Midget Competition this season. Jake Swanson in the 31B out of Anaheim, California. The Dave.com Smart Machine Tool, DMI, Biomed Motorsports, Stanton Spike entry. Steering issue last night after a problem with the car up at Placerville. Looking to get things rolling here tonight. Goes 20th quick on his opening lap of the 13.280, 13.280 seconds for Jake Swanson. Rolls high side through turns 3 and 4 around to the front straightway. See if he can find a little bit more speed here. Second time by. And it'll be lap number 1, his best, a 13.280, a 13.334. Second time around, 20th quick for the 31. Out of Southern California, the McVeigh Trucking, Highland, Indy Power Sports, Indy Fuel, CGCPA's Abacus Race number 57. This is Logan Seavey. Logan Seavey, 12.80, 12.80 for the driver number 57 on lap number 1. Ties him for 8th with Brecken Reese right now. Seavey currently be shown in 9th. Second time around Going to be better fourth quick at a 12.593, 125.93 seconds for the McVeigh number 57. TJ Smith out to the Speedway now with a Fresno, California, the Trico Construction, Esslinger Engineering, Esslinger Spike, 6'8 Motorsports number 68. Ended up 7th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart semi-feature event, still in search of his first career USAC National A-feature green flag here. Comes around 20th quick in his opening lap at a 13.252, 132.52 seconds for the driver of the number 68. Smith going to come around. We'll see how he stops the clock second time by. He's slower, 13.326, a 13.252 on lap number 1, 20th for TJ Smith. Throwing her in, and hold on. Here comes Corey Day out of Clovis, California. Driver of the Jet Fitness, Sander Engineering. Bob Worth Mopar, Triple X, Willie Kane, Durst number 4K comes around. Lap number 1, 13.301, 133.01 seconds for Corey Day. Works her onto the back straightaway, a 22nd place finish up at Placerville. Last year, winner in preliminary competition, 17th in the finale here at Merced, goes 7th quick second time around. Great recovery at 12.704 for Corey Day. Out of Lemoore, California, the complete parts and equipment, Speedway Toyota King Chassis, Dyson Motorsports, Empire, Tarleton, the Suns, number 99 AU. This is Carson Macedo. Carson Macedo in the number 99. High side flying on lap at number 1. A 12.710, 8th quick for Carson Macedo, 12.710 for the driver that ended the season third with the World of Outlaws. NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars up a little bit too high. Keeps her off of the wall, brings her to a stop. Good save by the 99. Quick actions keeps that car off of the Armco, so a great save by Carson Macedo. But boy, lap number 2 looked like it was shaping up to be a good one. So he got the push clear from the racing surface. Nevertheless, ends up 8th quick on his opening lap of the 12.710. Jacob Boxell, in the meantime, has rolled out to the Speedway at Zanesville, Indiana. The Middle Aid 1 Acro Seal Inferno Armor, Stanton Link Chassis, Driven Performance, 4 Kings Racing, number 14 JB. Underway and on the clock here. 19th last night in your feature event. Brings it around on his opening lap. We'll see where he stops the clock. Boxell, 13.076. 17th currently on the grid in the Driven Performance. Metalloid 1, number 14 JB. 9 starts, 2 top 5s, and 4 top 10 finishes on the season for Boxell. Coming into tonight, goes 15th quick second time by at a 12.939. 12939 seconds. Improvement second time around. Ty Gibbs out to the Speedway out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Driver of the Monster Energy, Toyota Racing Development, PristineAuction.com, Oakley CB Industries, Speedway Toyota Powered Spike Chassis number 84. Gibbs coming around on his opening lap with a 13.291, 26 currently, 13.291 seconds for the driver of the number 84 machine. 8th and last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart semi-feature event in his Merced debut. Comes around second time by a 13.411. So lap number 1, his best attempt at a 13.291. Connor Spear onto the racetrack now. The 14 junior out of Fillmore, California. The Channel Island Flooring, Stanton Spike Chassis, Streeter, Grand Strat, number 14 junior. First career USAC National Midget start last night. Making the A main for the first time at a 13.385 on his opening lap, 27th quick. Taking the final transfer spot out of the Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart semi-feature event. And he held off tough company to do so. Ended up being your Inferno Armor Fire Move of the night recipient. Lap number 2. Better, 13.175, 22nd for Spear. 5th place finish last night for the driver to Coleman, Alabama. The Acro Seal Metalloid 1 NW Manufacturing. Inferno Armor, Driven Performance number 14 of Kevin Thomas Jr. 20th quick in his opening lap at 13.087. He'll dime in the corner here through turns 1 and 2. We'll see how he shapes up turns 3 and 4. Enters right to the middle groove, trying to find some more speed. Hard on the hammer to the front straightaway, and he's going to find it. 14th quick at a 12.839. 12839 seconds for Kevin Thomas Jr. Getting down to the final handful of drivers to qualify. Again, 38 checking in officially here tonight. 34th driver out to the Speedway. 33rd to take time, Jet Yantis out of Bakersfield, California. For the 13.105 in his opening lap, 13.105 seconds. That's going to put him 22nd on the grid right now. Western States winner here, back here in September, 25th last night. Comes around, jumps to 15th quick at a 12.843, 12843 seconds for the current asphalt. United Well Services number 4Y. Jason Persley next on to the Speedway in the Avante Windows and Doors, pristineauction.com, NOS Energy, Speedway, Toyota Spike, CB Industries number 86. Works topside through turns 3 and 4. Lap number 1 for the Oklahoma driver, 16th quick at a 12.883, 12883 seconds for Persley, a 9-time winner on the season. A combination of USAC as well as high limit victories. Silver Crown victories in there as well, the Great Lakes Super Sprints, so he's kind of winning all over the place. Second time around, a little bit slower, 12.957, opening lap a 12.883, 16th for Jason Persley. Matthew Radisich onto the Speedway now, the Kiwi driver in the Autolife Mud Wizard, Aegis Oil, Ed Pink Toyota Link chassis, out and about racing number 17 in Z. Ninth and last night's semi-feature event comes around on his opening lap at the 13.563, 13563 seconds. Currently puts him 32nd on the field. A 5th place run back here in September with the Avante Windows and Doors, USAC Western States Midgets. Checker flag doth fall on him. Lap number 2 is going to be better, 13.242, 26 for Radisich. Scheduled to be the final driver to qualify out of Galloway, Ohio, the JBL Audio TRD Mobile 1 Toyota KKM Kirby Jane number 67. This is Jacob Denny. Jacob Denny in the number 67. Comes around lap number 1, 17th quick at a 12.913, 12913 seconds for Denny. Hustling onto the back straightaway. A 3-time winner with the series here in 2025. Comes around lap number 2, better 9th quick at a 12.713, 12713 seconds for Jacob Denny. And waiting to confirm if anybody is taking one lap here at the end. And confirming that is everybody. So that'll wrap up Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Jake Andriotti, 5th quick tonight. Logan Seavey, 4th quick. Landon Brooks, 3rd quick. Cannon McIntosh is 2nd quick. And for the first time in his career, he is your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. The driver at a Rising Sun, Maryland, the RMS Racing, EnviroFab, Valco, Rada Supply, Speedway, Toyota number 4 race fans. Give him a hand, Steven Snyder Jr. Opposite tonight, last night, lap number 1. Had a little bit of a misstep, was able to rebound dramatically on lap number 2. Tonight, lap number 1 goes out, turns quick time. Lap number 2 ended up nearly turning that thing into a bicycle over on turns 1 and 2. But nevertheless, he picks up the $150 from Honest Abe Roofing again. Another $200 and a new set of quick car gauges. That is courtesy of the Del Morris Insurance Agency and Quick Car Racing Products. As he'll get himself down into the infield, he's going to catch up with Drake York here in just a moment.
You just said it, Brian. A big moment for Steven Snyder Jr. as he collects his first career Honest Abe Roofing Quick Time Qualifier Award with the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midget Championship. And I know this is something you wanted to achieve all season. And is it a bit of a weight off your shoulders to finally get it done here in your first season of full-time racing with the series?
Yeah, for sure. No, just hats off to, Ronnie. He came out tonight to help, and, he's racing next week. And we kind of struggled in the rough a little bit last night, and, he might be our key factor for maybe possibly winning tonight. We got some good momentum carrying on right now, and just grateful to be here.
You've definitely found out how to go fast at Merced Speedway. You also found out kind of ways to not go around Merced Speedway. Even tonight, you weren't the only guy to take that line by any means, and there was a lot of drivers that struggle with that high line in turns 1 and 2. I'm not sure if they're going to rework it and try to smooth it out. What's the biggest challenge that not only you but other drivers are facing down that portion of the racetrack to make sure you get a smooth and clean lap?
Well, you got two different corners, really. One's blown slick, and then the other's rougher than all get out. It'll be neat to see what the sprint cars do. I think everyone's probably going to be watching that to see how rough they make it or how, technical they make it. So hopefully it just comes in and make good racing. With all the sprint cars here, I think it'll eventually blow off 1 and 2 a little bit, but it could also make it treacherous. So we'll wait and see.
Steven Snyder Jr. with a big moment here in the inaugural Chase Johnson Classic, as he is your Honest Abe Roofing Quick Time qualifier with the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midget Championship for the first time.
Great way to start the night. We'll have opening ceremonies coming up here in just a moment. So a little bit of track work going on. They got the box blade out there dragging along here. We'll have our invocation and the live performance of our national anthem down from the infield. So as soon as we get the thumbs up, we'll be ready to go. Sprint car heat races will be first on the program. And talking about the promo code for free shipping at usacgear.com, again, that is golden. Remember, when you go to shopktj.com, you don't even need a code. Everything's already marked down 20% with all online sales. That is through tomorrow, so make sure and jump on there and get it while your size, color, and design is still available. Again, shopktj.com. So as we await the word to go ahead and go into opening ceremonies, real quick, let's check in with Drake. And it sounds like we have been given the thumbs up. Let's go down trackside.
Thank you so much, Brian. We ask all that are in attendance here at the Merced Speedway tonight that if you are able to, please rise. We'll start off with our invocation done by Dale Humbert.
Good evening. Let us pray. Father God, we're just so grateful that you gave us this weekend to be able to celebrate our friend Chase Johnson. Father, we are so blessed by you and everything that you are for us. Father, we are so thankful for the sponsors and the people that stepped up to make this event something special. Father God, we bless our military and our first responders who protect us, watch over us. Please protect and watch over them. Father, you are the beginning and the end, the Almighty. We love you so much, and I pray anybody that can hear my voice tonight make a personal relationship for you, with you, because we are one nation under God. We give you all the praise and glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Dale. We ask that you please remain standing for the playing of tonight's national anthem done by Barry Thies. Give him a hand, race fans. Barry Thies with the performance of our national anthem. As now it is time to get into the racing portion of the evening of the inaugural Chase Johnson Classic.
Program. We're in California. You got to use a band from California to kick things off here. 30. Wing 360s in the house. Of course, qualifying setting the stage for their heat race lineups. Pursley was a quick qualifier. And to give you the ins and outs and do's and don'ts, over to Gary.
Thank you very much, Brian Holbert, as we get set for the first of 4 8-lap heat races for the Wing Sprint Cars. Again, we are pretty much following the Sprint Car Challenge Tour and Kubota High Limit Racing format, so we'll take our heat race winners and the fastest transfer out of each heat race into tonight's Chase for Cash. $1,000 to win that, courtesy of May Motorsports. Lineup for heat race number 1 looks like this. On the pole out of Lemoore, we find the Tarleton & Son 21T. It's Cole Macedo. And to the outside, driving the Willie Whittlesey 12 tonight from Hanford, Michael Facento. Row 2 to the inside out of Clovis. The Gary Silva Ranch's number 10 is Dominic Gordon. And to his outside, again, your fast qualifier tonight in the Avanti Windows and Doors 86 from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, Dason Pursley. Third row to the inside out of San Jose. The Williams Motorsports 0 is driven by Tim Kading. To the outside, making his Winged 360 sprint car debut tonight at a Lakeside, the Sexton Fire Protection 3G. That is Grant Sexton. Final row to the inside, top 5 finisher with the Sprint Car Challenge Tour this year. The STS Farming 55D is Dawson Hamas. And your final starter in the 82J from Chowchilla, that is Steve Jaquith. Heat races, again, 8 laps of distance tonight. More awards on the line in these heat races. Heat race winners go home with a Hoosier right rear tire, courtesy of Hoosier Tires, and a bottle of vodka, courtesy of Heart River Vodka. First non-transfer in the heat races get a $100 gift card to iBox Springs. Again, the Chase for Cash coming up later on, $1,000 to win that. Kind of a twist on an Australian pursuit race where it's going to be 8 laps. Going to go 4 laps. The final 4 cars are eliminated. Then we'll go 4 laps. Whoever wins that is $1,000 richer and then starts on the pole of the Winged Sprint Car main event coming up later on, which is 30 laps of distance. Top 5 will transfer directly out of each Winged 360 Sprint Car heat race into the feature. Top 4 transfer out of the B main. Those 4 will tag the rear of our main event later on tonight. Again, longest tow, $300, courtesy of 1-2 Promotions. Then went to Dason Pursley. We also have a hard luck award here tonight, $100 cash, courtesy of Mark Miramontes, and a front wing from Sellers Race Wings, and a $100 gift card to O'Reilly Race Parts. The winner of the dash coming up later on will also get a pair of K1 gloves and a bottle of Patron, thanks to Keith, who works here at the racetrack. First driver to miss the invert for the heats, a Hoosier Tire, courtesy of Kading Performance. That was Dominic Gordon. 24th quick in qualifying, also went home with a $100 gift card, thanks to Kading Performance. 18th place in the main event tonight. Later on, a right rear wheel, courtesy of Kaiser Wheels. We also have a dump truck award, $250, thanks to the Butcher family, for the driver that loses the most spots in the main event coming up later on.
So they're loading things up in the infield. A little bit more prep going on as they till the high side of the Speedway here in the FloRacing broadcast. We're going to step away for a moment. We'll be back to Merced.
Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence. Order online at amsoil.com.
Car IQ Pay allows people to pay for all vehicle expenses without a credit card or a fuel card. As an all-in-one payment solution, Car IQ Pay takes care of every step of the fueling journey, from station routing to payment and fraud prevention to simplification to back-end reconciliations. Drivers can find the nearest fuel station right on the app's fuel map, or even filter locations based on their preferred merchant or fuel type. It's seamless. Just a quick enter of the pump number and you're ready to fuel up. Car IQ Pay generates an automatic virtual receipt that enters into a single transaction ledger, giving fleet operators a complete simplified view of their total spend. What's even more, Car IQ Pay gathers vehicle data to give fleets complete transparency into their fleet, from route behavior to overall share of wallet. Car IQ, the better way for fleets to pay. Find out more at gocariq.com.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on FloRacing. Cars pushing out to the Speedway. The equipment has cleared the racing surface, and the guitar has been loaded. Had to wait for that thing to cool off.
Well, keeping up with some of the additional awards, we're going to have the top 3 highest finishing double duty drivers are going to get something: $1,000 and a Bell helmet to the top finishing double duty driver. The second finishing double duty driver, $900, and the third finishing, $700, thanks to Rudine Racing. Thank you to them for their support. Along with the copious amounts of individuals and companies that have supported the inaugural Chase Johnson Classic presented by American Rock and Rent. $5,000 to win, $500 to start for both these sprint cars and midgets here tonight. As we have heat race number 1 out on the Speedway. Again, 8 laps of distance. Top 5 will transfer to the main event. Heat race winner and the fastest transfer car into tonight's dash. The chase for cash. Good-looking crowd has filled in the Merced Speedway. Thank you so much to everyone for coming out and supporting tonight's program, as well as last night's. Again, 21T Cole Macedo on the pole of this one, 10th place finisher in the World of Outlaws standings this year. First full season with the Outlaws. Picked up that big high limit win at Fremont in July. Well, again, 21T Cole Macedo to his outside, the 12 of Michael Facento. Second time we've seen him in the Willie Whittlesley number 12 car this season. Of course, Michael, Placerville Speedway Wing 360 champion a couple years ago. A couple of USAC Western States midget titles to his credit. Dominic Gordon inside row 2 to his outside, Dason Pursley, who set fast time by 4/1,000th of a second over Corey Day. Pursley just has to finish in the top 5 to be dash bound. 0 Tim Kading, 3G Grant Sexton comprise row number 3, then 55D Dawson Hamas, 82J Steve Jakewith. Well, lights out. Are we excited? Merced Speedway, it's the Chase Johnson Classic, the inaugural running. Here as we finish off the California Wing Sprint Car season tonight. 8 laps of distance, top 5 transfer. Cole Macedo and Michael Facino to the green. Cole Macedo gets the initial jump in this one over Michael Facino. Big run for Dason Pursley. He'll go to work on Facino to the inside as Michael now bound up in the 12 car. He'll drop several spots. 1 lap in the record books. Cole Macedo already 1.3 seconds up on Dason Pursley. Dominic Gordon in the 3rd spot, followed by Grant Sexton. Dawson Hamas, however, Tim Kading putting the heat on him. Into turn 1, Tim Kading looking to take over the final transfer spot. He'll do so. TK now going to work on Grant Sexton. Each spot you improve in these heat races does better your starting spot in the main event. Dawson Hamas rolling that bottom side, trying to come back after Tim. Now Kading the inside of Sexton. He'll take over 4th. Dawson Hamas now going to hit that bottom side in his pursuit of Grant Sexton for the final transfer spot. Down low goes the Marysville driver, gave it to Dawson Hamas. Michael Facino now is rebounded in the 12. He's trying to drive by Grant Sexton. Can Facino get back into a transfer? We're going to go yellow, though. And it is your fast qualifier tonight, Dason Pursley, over the edge in turn 2. 82J of Steve Jaquith also slowing over there in 3 and 4. So cars on both ends of the speedway, 1 and 2. 86 of Pursley, 3 and 4, 82J of Jaquith. Well, that's a big moment there for Dason Pursley. Again, he had to finish top 5, or has to finish top 5 to be eligible for that chase for cash tonight. Do have 5 laps down, 3 to go. Cole Macedo is your leader in the 21T. Dominic Gordon second, Tim Kading third. Dawson Hamas fourth, and Michael Facino back into a transfer spot in fifth. Flat right rear tire on the 82J of Steve Jaquith's entry. Good shot there on FloRacing. Push vehicle in behind the 86 of Dason Pursley. Again, Pursley last week's Hangtown 100 winner. Ron Lindgren checking in. I agree, my friend. Pursley this year 7th in the Kubota High Limit Racing point standings. Victory at Lernerville Speedway. He'll get and make that chase for cash. Dason Pursley has to get back into the top 5. He's got 3 laps to do so. Lights are out. Single file restart coming up next time by. Again, 21T of Cole Macedo will set the pace. Keep your eyes on that 86. Dason Pursley going to try and get his way back into the top 5. Cole Macedo hammers it. Off turn 4 with a green. Tim Kading to the inside of Dominic Gordon. Move the 0 up into second. Dason Pursley drives by Grant Sexton, now going to try and work his way by Michael Facino. 2 to go. And Pursley drives that thing deep, gets bound up. However, Sexton back by him. Pursley drives back around, though, as the white flag waves. Final trip around the Merced Speedway for the Tarleton & Son American Rock and Rent. Number 21T of Cole Macedo. He'll make it into the chase for cash by winning the heat race. Tim Kading second, Dominic Gordon third, Dawson Hamas and Michael Facino your final transfer. Dason Pursley, Grant Sexton, Steve Jaquith to the B main. So again, Cole Macedo wins that heat race, and that will also put Tim Kading in the chase for cash due to the 86 of Pursley not transferring. Dominic Gordon came home third, Dawson Hamas fourth, and Michael Facino your final transfer. Dason Pursley, Grant Sexton, Steve Jaquith to the B main. Heat race number 2 coming up. We just saw his brother win heat race number 1 from Lemoore. The 21 is going to be Carson Macedo. To the outside from Modesto, the Mini Motorsports 75 is Tony Gomes. Row 2 to the inside, the youngster out of Merced. The number 5 is going to be Aiden Larimer. 2 is outside from Clovis. Second quick tonight, the 14M is Corey Day. Row 3 to the inside out of Simi Valley, 73 Cole Wakeham. To the outside, the number 9 from Brentwood, Adriana DiMartini. Final row to the inside out of Roseville, 56 Taylor Hall. To the outside, the 5E Alexa Herrera from New Cuyama, California. Once again, 8 cars. We'll go 8 laps, top 5 transfer to the feature. Again, all of our heat race winners getting a right rear tire courtesy of Hoosier Tires and a bottle of vodka courtesy of Hurt River Spirits. The unlucky 8 pill for the chase for cash later on. We'll get a set of SG composite wheel covers thanks to Shane Golobic. First non-transfer to B main, $200 thanks to the Davy Thomas Memorial at Placerville Speedway. Also had the Best Groove right rear tire, $240 thanks to McCloskey Electric among the awards for the sprint car portion of the program. Brody Graham out there trying to fire off his midget. Has had some issues so far tonight. Looking there at the 14M on your FloRacing screen of Corey Day. Full-time next year with Hendrick Racing. 3-time Gold Cup champ, 2-time Trophy Cup winner. Again, he is second quick, has to finish top 5 to make it into the chase for cash. Lineup taking shape. 21 Carson Macedo on the pole. To the outside, this year's Placerville Speedway track champion, Tony Gomes in the 75. 5, Aiden Larimer. 14M Corey Day in row 2. 73 Cole Wakeham. 9, Adriana DiMartini in row 3. 56 Taylor Hall. 5E Alexa Herrera. So 3 female racers in this heat race. This time by should get the 1 to go signal. Another fantastic season for Carson Macedo with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. 3rd in points, 11 wins on the year. He was the 2015 NARC King of the West champion. Multi-time winner in his Merced career. Also picked up an outlaw win here back in 2022. Tony Gomes going to look for a good jump on him, though. Over here by turn number 4, the NOS Energy Drink Start Can. Macedo and Gomes going to lead us down in turn number 4. Green is out. Carson Macedo rolls out to the lead ahead of Tony Gomes and Corey Day in the 14M rolling up on the 75 now. Corey tonight in that Sincal Services, 4 Cs Construction 14M. Good run off turn number 2. He'll throw it in deep into 3 and 4 to the inside of Tony Gomes. Can Tony turn it back under him? Down the front straightaway they go into 1 and 2. Tony Gomes and Corey Day going at it. Still side by side. And good racing these first 2 wing sprint car heat races. All that's doing, however, is letting Carson Macedo pull away. 1.5 second lead now for the Tarleton & Son number 21. Corey Day second, Tony Gomes third, Aiden Lermer fourth, and Cole Wakeham has that final transfer spot. Behind them, Adriana DiMartini, Taylor Hall, and Alexa Herrera. Corey Day ever so slightly reeling in your leader. Here with 5 down, 3 to go. The lead is down to 0.8 of a second. Keep in mind tonight we do not have the ace in the hole rule, so if you start 4th to win your heat, you're still going to draw a pill in the chase for cash. Lead down to 0.5 second. Smoke now emitting off the 21 of Carson Macedo. Corey Day is there. This time by, white flag's going to wave. Lap car Alexa Herrera lies directly ahead of your front runners. Off turn 2, Macedo. Good move down low. Corey Day gets caught behind the 5. Checkered flag is going to wave off turn number 4. Carson Macedo wins. Corey Day second. Those 2 move to the chase for cash. Tony Gomes third. Aiden Larimer fourth. And Cole Wakeham will be your final transfer. Well, again, welcome him back to California. Carson Macedo wins heat race number 2. He'll be joined in the chase for cash by the 14M Corey Day, who finished second. Tony Gomes third, Aiden Larimer fourth, Cole Wakeham in the 73, your final transfer. To the B main, Adriana DiMartini, Taylor Hall, and Alexa Herrera. Heat race number 3 coming up next. On the pole, driver out of Suisun City. It's the Friends and Family Racing X1 at Chance Grasty. To his outside from Lemoore, the Apex General Construction 28K, Gage Garcia. Row 2 to the inside, last year's Marysville champion from Marysville, the STS Farming 56C is Carson Hamas. To the outside, your 3rd fastest qualifier from Lincoln, the California Waterfowl 83T, Tanner Carrick. 3rd row to the inside out of Reading, the Golden Valley Autobody 54X is driven by Max Mitri. To his outside, the Sellers Race Wings 15X from Sacramento, Michael Sellers. Final starter in this one hails from Grass Valley, California. The 54 is Carson Hall. So again, 7 cars, 8 laps from this heat race. 1 more sprint car heat still to come, and then we'll have 4 individual midget heat races. Chance Grasty driving that Steve Tuccelli, Alan Bradway owned X1. Couple of SCCT wins this year. 4th place in the Placerville point standings. Been getting some more 410 experience so far in 2025. Looking to do more of that next season. He was outside the 28K of Gage Garcia, last year's Johnny Key Classic winner down at Ocean Speedway. Here's a look at that famed Friends and Family Racing Bushy Financial Services X1, one of the more familiar 360 cars in the Golden State. And of course now 410 car as well. Trying to get our front row lined up. It looks like no 54 Carson Hall. So X1 Chance Grasty, 28 Gage Garcia, 56C Carson Hamas, 83T Tanner Carrick, 54X Max Mitry, 15X Michael Sellers, 6 car for 8 laps. Green is out, 28K swings way wide. Tanner Carrick slices to his inside. Through 1 and 2, they'll go 3 wide. Tanner Carrick inches ahead of them. Up front, though, all about X1 Chance Grasty. Gage Garcia shows a bomb. Tanner Carrick says, not so fast. I'll come right back to the inside. Through 1 and 2, Carrick second. Garcia third, a little out of shape. Behind him, Carson Hamas, Max Mitry, and Michael Sellers. 2 laps down for Chance Grasty. Looking there, Max Mitry and the 15X of Michael Sellers. Going at it for the final transfer. Off turn 4, Mitry trying to get a run upstairs. Michael Sellers down low, trying to peek to the inside of Carson Hamas. This time by will be halfway home. 4 laps down and 4 to go. Top 2 are pulled away from the rest of the field. Man, Tanner Carrick running that high side in turn 3 just like he was last night in the Midget. Looking here at Michael Sellers and Max Mitry still going at it. Down the front straightaway, give that spot to Mitry. He'll take over the final transfer spot. Sellers right back to the inside. Couldn't make it stick there, though. Tanner Carrick reeling in your leader, even with some smoke coming off the 83. He's too high. That time he overshot it. However, he's so far up on 3rd place, nothing happening there. No harm, no foul for Carrick. Back up front to your leader, Sassoon City. California's Chance Grasty brings the X1 home to the win in heat race number 3. 2nd place is going to go to the 83T of Tanner Carrick. Both those cars to the chase for cash. Gage Garcia, battle for 4th, give it to Carson Hamas over Max Mitry. Well, heat race number 3 goes to the X1 of Chance Grasty out of Sassoon City, California. 2nd, the 83T of Tanner Carrick. Both those cars head to the chase for cash. Gage Garcia, Carson Hamas, Max Mitry, your final transfers. Michael Sellers and Carson Hall to the B main. Final sprint car heat race up next on the pole in the M&L Plumbing number 14 out of Fresno. That is Mariah Eade. To the outside from Visalia, the Clayton Snow Racing 7, it is Jet Barnes. Row 2 on the inside from Bozeman, Montana, the Rocking R Bar number 3, Cole Schroeder. To the outside, your 4th fastest qualifier tonight from Fresno in the Selzy Enterprises 41, Dominic Selzy. Row 3 to the inside from Roseville, the Weir Racing 14W, driven by Jody Robinson. To the outside from Fresno, the C&K 15, Colton Key. Final starter in the Josh Bates 42X, making his second career sprint car start tonight out of Sacramento. It is Hayden Klein. So there you have it, 7 cars, 8 laps, the final wing sprint car heat race of the season in California. Lineup starting to take shape over there in turn 3 for this final sprint car heat. 14, Mariah E., this year's NARC 410, Rookie of the Year. She'll be heading to New Zealand here in just about a week's time for 4 races down under. To the outside, Jet Barnes, 14-year-old driver, got his first ever sprint car win at Placerville Speedway back in August. Cole Schroeder on the inside, row 2, that's the SCT Rookie of the Year and the Rookie of the Year at Placerville as well. To his outside, Dominic Selzy has to finish in the top 5 to make it into the chase for cash. Jody Robinson, Colton Key, and Hayden Klein round out your field for 8 laps of distance. Eade and Barnes down to turn 4. Dominic Selzy down low will take over the second spot. Barnes drops to 4th behind Cole Schroeder. Selzy now coming after Mariah Eade for the lead. Lap 1's going to be led by Mariah, though. Into turn 1, Dominic sizing her up through 1 and 2. Give the lead to Dominic Selzy in the 41 car. That'll relegate Eade back to second. Cole Schroeder, Colton Key, and Jet Barnes. Jody Robinson way high in 1 and 2. She'll gather it back in. 3 laps down for Selzy. Dominic picked up the victory with the Elk Grove Ford Sprint Car Challenge Tour here back during the month of April. That was the only other wing sprint car show held here at Merced Speedway. Jet Barnes all over the 15 of Colton Key now. Into 1 and 2, Barnes enters wide. He'll diamond the exit in turn number 2, trying to sneak to the inside of Colton Key. He'll do so. Move Jet Barnes up into 4th. Dominic Selzy's lead 2 seconds over Mariah Eade. Colton Key still challenging Jet Barnes. Behind them, it is Robinson and Klein. This time, my white flag will wave for the 2-time Northern Auto Racing Club champion, Dominic Selzy. Very fast here tonight so far in Merced. Off turn 4, move Dominic Selzy to the chase for cash. Mariah Eade is going to come home second. Cole Schroeder, Jet Barnes, and then Jody Robinson in the 5th and final transfer position. Well, where's the Dominic Selzy fans out there? He wins the final heat race. He'll move into the chase for cash. By way of winning that heat race, Mariah Eade will also move into it as well, finishing second. Cole Schroeder 3rd, Jet Barnes 4th, and Jody Robinson your final transfer. To the B main, the 15, Colton Key, and the 42X of Hayden Klein. Well, Brian Holbert, USAC, National Midgets, up next.
Indeed, thank you very much. Heat races 8 laps tonight. Heat race number 1 brought to you by Car IQ. They've created a payment solution aimed at fleets that allows cars and trucks to connect to gas pumps to pay for fuel without the need of a fuel card or a credit card. Car IQ Payment Solutions, Car IQ Pay replaces fleet card products and protects against fraud while significantly reducing back office vehicle reconciliation. Learn more at gocariq.com today. Top 5 advance on into the feature event. So the chase for cash also for the USAC NOS Energy during Midget National Championship. However, that does not have any bearing on the lineup of the feature event. That will follow normal USAC procedures. It'll be the 4 fastest qualifying drivers and the 4 heat race winners. And just like in the sprint cars, a redraw will set the lineup for that. And the Australian Pursuit style 4 laps, 5th through 8th will exit, and the top 4 will duke it out. So with that, Car IQ Heat Race number 1 out to the Speedway. Driver on the pole of this one comes to you out of Titusville, Florida. Driver of the Precise Tooling Solutions, TRD Mobile 1, number 67K, Colton Robinson. Outside your front row is going to be Dason Persley at Locust Grove, Oklahoma. The Avante Windows and Doors, PristineAuction.com. NOS Energy, CB Industries, number 86. Next row from the inside, he is out of Gilbert, Arizona. Driver the AME Electrical, Reinbold Underwood Motorsports, Indy Race Parts, Mesquite Valley Transportation, 19AZ. It's going to be Hayden Reinbold next to him. It'll be Jacob Denny out of Galloway, Ohio. The JBL Audio TRD Mobile 1, KKM Kerbagajanian, number 67. Jake Andriani out of Castro Valley, California. The Hotheads Engine Heater, Buchanan Auto Electric, S-Slinger, Spike Chassis 00. He'll go from the inside of row number 3. Outside of him, Steven Snyder Jr., your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier for the first time in his career tonight. He's out of Rising Sun, Maryland. The RMS Racing EnviroFab, Valco Wheels, Rada Supply, number 4. Gunnar Setzer inside of your next row out of Columbus, Indiana. The Midwest 2 Mills Bar Properties, Stanton Link Chassis, number 43. From 7th, from 8th, TJ Smith. The 6-8 Motorsports, Trico Construction, Esslinger Engineering, Spike, number 68. Final starter set to be Anthony Bruno. He's out of San Jose, California. Driver the National Towing, Esslinger Spike Chassis. Orland Public Auction, Arbor Specialist, number 9. As that'll be your scheduled lineup again for Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Cars pacing around the racetrack. Let's go ahead and check in with Drake.
Thank you so much, Brian. We'll get into some updates coming out of Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Unfortunately, 2 scratches on the evening. We'll start off with Dane Culver, who unfortunately went upside down in lap 1 of his qualifying run. He is a scratch. Initially, the car didn't look like it had that much damage on it, but when the team got a chance to inspect the frame, they found some damage that they found kind of concerning towards the rear end of the race car. But fortunately, it doesn't sound like the damage is bad enough that will keep them away from the Turkey Night Grand Prix coming up at Ventura next weekend. Caden Sorali, your Avante Windows and Doors USAC Western States Midget Champion in 2025, also a scratch. Remember, he went upside down in dirt draft hot laps. They had some issues with the radiator and also some frame damage on the front of that race car. So again, that was another race car that when it was sitting on the ground in front of us, the damage didn't look too bad, but once the team got a chance to investigate, there was plenty more damage. Some good news out of Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, though, for a driver that had issues. Brody Graham, that car did not sound right all night long. Fortunately, they were able to fire it off and found the issue. It was at least 1, maybe even 2 or 3 spark plugs that went bad on that race car. He'll start shotgun the field in our next heat race, Brian.
Thank you very much. Heat race winners, $250 from FK Rod Ends and a bottle of Painted Canyon Bourbon by Heart River Spirits. Set to go to green here in Car IQ Heat Race number 1 to the NOS Energy start can. We're underway. Onto the back straightaway, challenge for the lead. They're going to go top to bottom and switch lines up here through turns 3 and 4. On the high side, the Avante Windows and Doors, number 86, and Dason Persley going to come around with it. Dalton Robinson had it for a moment, gets shuffled all the way back to 4th, fights his way back to 2nd on the back straightaway. He's got Hayden Reinbold lurking to the inside right now. Reinbold is there. Here comes the 67. The JBL audio entry going to split hairs through turns 3 and 4, up to the high side of turns 1 and 2. He's got to run onto the back straightaway, and what a run it is. He's going to jump from 4th to 2nd in an instant here as they work onto the back straightaway and through turns 3 and 4. In the meantime, Dason Persley setting a torrid pace. Just shy of 7/10 of a second, the difference between 1st and 2nd right now, but that gap might be closing up here pretty quick as Denny trying to close in that JBL KKM Kerbagajanian number 67, the CB Industries number 86 with the Avante Windows Doors on the side has got company here. He's going to go to the top, the 67 down to the bottom. Here comes the slide for the lead. They're going to cross over onto the front straightaway at the line. It's going to be Persley coming in with 3 laps to go. Challenge and game on at the front of the field. Persley, Denny going to duke it out. Now Denny once again down to the inside, up across the racetrack. Here comes the 86 back to his inside once again. Gets a better run onto the front straightaway. Dason Persley answering twice now. The question is, can he disconnect the call and walk away? They're going to come around this time to the wave of the white flag. 1 more to go here in Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Gets a smoother run and the better run now. Going to drop it down to the deck. Opens the high side as they work into turns 3 and 4. Enters low up across the racetrack. This time, Denny going to be in pursuit onto the inside, and he'll steal the way coming to the drop of the checkered flag. Jacob Denny gets the job done here in Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Dason Persley in second. Hayden Reinbold in third. Jake Andriotti, Steven Snyder Jr., those 5 drivers onto the feature event. How about that race, fans? Last lap, west corner. He gets it done. Jacob Denny in 67. Persley ends up second. Hayden Reinbold, Jake Andriotti, Steven Snyder Jr., those 5 drivers onto the feature event. Robinson, Setzer, Smith, Bruno, and officially rounding out your field. Let's take it down trackside.
Jacob Denny collects his 5th heat race win of the season in dramatic style, coming to the checkered flag here to pick up the win in Car IQ heat race number 1. He tried twice, and the 3rd time was the charm to get past Dason Persley. Jacob, a last lap thriller between you and Dason there. How are you able to make that pass off at turn number 4?
Yeah, I kind of thought it was over after he got back by me and cleared me there, but he made a mistake, come back across the rough down there, and once you 1 and 2, you make all your speed. So once you make a mistake, you're kind of stuck where we go down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4, and he slid himself, and I was kind of hoping he hit that hole on the way across, and he did. So I just had it already come back down the hill. Luckily, it worked out there and moved us up a couple rows for the feature.
Jacob Denny, your winner in Car IQ heat race number 1.
Great way to kick off heat races here for the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship. K1 Race Gear heat race number 2, making its way out to the Speedway. Kyle Jones out of Kennedale, Texas. He'll be on the pole this one, driving the Joyner Motorsports. G Hood Construction, Belling Racing Equipment, EA Stealth Power number 27X. Outside of him, Michael Pickens. Pickens out of Auckland, New Zealand, driving the Dave.com Smart Machine Tool by Alman Motorsports number 31B. Justin Grant out of Ione, California, the NOS Energy, PristineAuction.com, Mobile 1 CB Industries number 87. He'll roll from the 3rd starting spot. Outside of him, you'll find Drake Edwards out of Peoria, Arizona, the Avante Windows and Doors, PristineAuction.com, CB Industries Mobile 1 number 83. Out of Pengrove, California, the Mobile 1 TRD. IWX KKM Kirby Virginia number 71, Buddy Kofoid inside of your next row. Outside of him, last night's feature winner out of Bixby, Oklahoma, we find the Mobile 1 TRD. Speedway Total Link chassis number 71K of Cannon McIntosh. Connor Spear in the 14 Junior inside of your next row, driving the Channel Island Flooring Stanton Spike chassis number 14 Junior. Outside of him, from across the pond in Sheffield, England, the J. Davidson Scrap Metal Mobile 1 Toyota Curb Records. KKM number 98K of Brandon Carr. Final starter scheduled to be Brody Graham at Bakersfield, California, the B&B Oilfield Consulting, Stanton Spike number 66. As that'll be your scheduled lineup again for K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Whether you have a lifelong passion for racing or your son or daughter is just getting into the sport, K1 Race Gear has the safety products for you. You can find them online, k1racegear.com. Change in the lineup being confirmed by USAC officials. The right rear changed on the Dave.com number 31. The rule is the right rear you qualify on must remain on the car. And they did have to change the right rear, so that will send the Dave.com number 31 to the tail of the lineup. So they will crisscross the lineup, and that will advance Justin Grant to the outside of runner number 1. Grant's night already off to a much better start than last night. A little bit of a struggle getting some speed out of the car early on. Made up for it in the feature event. First time all season he's been your Rana Supply hard charger. Putting himself up on that opening row now again. The right rear change for Pickens, unfortunately sending him to the tail. Set to get after it here to the NOS Energy start can of turn number 2. K1 Race Gear, heat race number 2. Underway, turn number 4. Figure out which end of the racetrack we're on here in a second as they work on the back straightaway. Contact, cannon's upside down. Cannon McIntosh, and just like that last night, a stellar points night. Starts off his heat race, getting upside down. Contact, working into turn number 3. So the Mobile 1, KKM Kerbagajanian number 71, cleared from the racetrack quickly down into the Indy Metal finishing work area. So he's down to the work area, and I believe Drake with an update.
I got a very brief look at Cannon McIntosh's car. It appeared to be all 4 tires up, at least no damage on the right side of that vehicle. Didn't get a very good look at the left side of Cannon's car. So the hope is the Keith Kunz Kerbagajanian team just doing a once-over right now in the Indy Metal finishing work here. But you talked about it, Brian, a big point swing last night. Could we see another big point swing tonight?
You know, we talked about that during the course of everything that was going on post-race. We'll get a look at the replay here on FloRacing. And contact is right rear left into the left side of Kofoid as they worked into turn number 3. And just like hitting a springboard, you see him up the racetrack. And that contact lifting up the right side of the car. There's the bounce, there's the toss. The good news, though, able to roll the car down into the Indy Metal finishing work area. So Cannon okay after that little tumble. Getting another look here as they work into turn number 3, and man, like rolling a tennis ball. So the car moving, we'll see if the movement is towards the trailer or if they get that car around and start pushing them towards the racetrack. And looks like they're going to point him back towards the racetrack. So repairs completed, and here he comes. Cannon McIntosh going to make his way back out onto the speedway, see if he can make the charge from the tail end of the field. And not quite. Finds a no parking zone over in turn number 2, so something maybe still amiss. So able to get a look at the front end. You can see the alignment just a little bit off here. Making sure the car is in gear and confirming with the driver to go ahead and refire. So complete restart coming up. K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. For those of you just joining us on the FloRacing broadcast or here in the grandstands. So set to try it again. Kyle Jones in the 27. Justin Grant in the 87. Row number 1. Off at turn number 4 to the NOS Energy start can. We're underway. Grant gets her a little bit too high. That's going to cost him as he's going to slow her onto the back straightaway. Just as things were looking up, they are looking down in a hurry. Grant slow on the backstretch. Everybody coming around to click off lap number 1. Grant still rolling on the low side of the speedway. Caution now as Cannon misfiring again over in turns 1 and 2. He's come to a stop. And something askew on the right rear of Grant's number 87 as that car is leaned over substantially. So just as it looked like he was really going to be able to gain ground in the championship, the drivers sitting 1 and 2, both having dismal heat races right now. My, how the turntables have turned. So they'll get the NOS Energy number 87 down to the in-middle finishing work area. 60 seconds on the clock for that team. That's 60-second in the work area, available in all events in USAC National Competition, all the way up until the final 5 laps of the A main. At that point, there is no guaranteed time. So we do have 1 lap completed. Kyle Jones leading. A change of power under the bonnet of that machine coming into tonight. A EA Stealth engine now between the pipes. Drake Edwards, the Avante Petty Performance, CB Industries number 83, lining up in second. The Bubble 1, KKM, Kirby Gajanian number 71. Buddy Kofoid in third, Brandon Carr in fourth. Connor Spear right now in that final transfer spot. Spear in the 14. Last night's Inferno Armor Fire Move of the Night recipient. Held off the charge of Carson Macedo to lock into his first career A-feature event with the USAC NOS Energy during Midget National Championship. So the helmet is off. The crew has departed from the number 87. So that'll signal the end of his heat race run. We'll find him a little bit later on in your Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart semi-feature event. A tough start for Grant. McIntosh continues rolling at the back of the end of the field. Again, he had gone around again over in turns 1 and 2. But set to go back to green. Single file through the NOS Energy start can. The joiner, number 27, of Kyle Jones, brings us back to speed. Keep an eye on Cannon to the back of the field, see if he can hustle his way forward here. Challenge for the lead. Edwards took a look at it. It's going to be Kyle Jones holding on to it. Jones leads in the number 27, Edwards. Problems once again. The Mobile 1 number 71K tries to light the fuse, but it gets blown out once more. So this time the engine will remain silent. They'll go ahead and get him off of the racetrack real quick. Drake, what do you got?
Brian, I think you talked about that towed-in left front of Cannon's McIntosh that he's been dealing with since the start of the race, and now, as you already mentioned, headed off the racetrack, and clearly it's been just too much for him to handle. I watched it down in turn number 4 and just lost the handle on it just like he did a few times under yellow flag conditions. So that left front just being straight up evil on Cannon McIntosh's car, and he was very frustrated inside that 71K as we're ready to go back to green.
Not only that, you're not sure maybe if the Jacobs ladder is pinned, if something is bound up in that car and it's just unloading at the inopportune times and causing him to go around. Nevertheless, back down to the pit area. Crew going to get a look at it. As we go back to green, Jones brings us back to speed. Edwards better look out to the high side. He's going to go top shelf. Now the low side's where he's got to be considered. Here comes Kofoy in the 71. Buddy on the move in the 71, but Edwards able to roll right back by him at the line. Kofoy with the better run this time to the back straightaway, though, as they work off into turns 3 and 4. Keep an eye on Spear. Throws the car to the high side, looking to land a point here as they come around on the front straightaway. Works by the 98K of Brandon Carr. Carr on the attack, and Spear still right there. Challenge for second all the way back through 5th is absolutely fantastic right now, trying to turn it into a battle for first through 5th. Kyle Jones has it. Edwards trying to take it away. Kofoid is there on the high side, gets a run. The road is blocked. They're side by side for the race lead. Here comes Edwards with the slide through turns 3 and 4. Down to the bottom goes Carr, going to try to get a 2-for-1 deal. He's got it. Brandon Carr up into second. Up to the high side goes Buddy, loses ground, makes it up quickly on the back straightaway. Contact off of the right rear, and 2 cars go flipping into turn number 3. My, oh my, what an absolute ride. Connor Spear getting collected in that as Kofoid started going over violently off of the right rear of the 27X entering turn number 3. Right now waiting for word on both of the drivers. Connor Spear out of the car and upright. Safety crews down over in turn number 3. They are chatting with Kofoid. The helmet is off, and he is starting to come out of the car. Race fans, let him hear it. So thankfully, both drivers able to get out of the car and walk away. Real quick, let's get a replay on FloRacing. And yeah, Kofoid, man, he got such a run down the back straightaway. Unfortunately, caught the right rear of Kyle Jones. He gets flipping, and Connor Spear with just nowhere to go. No time to slow it up. He hits the left side of the 27, and that sends him flying. My, oh my. Again, the good news, everybody okay? Let's check in with Drake.
Catching up with Connor Spear, who got collected at the very end of that one. Glad to see you're all right. What happened from your vantage point?
Yeah, I don't know. We were just as good as everyone else, if not better. So just kind of rolled down the back straightaway. Had nowhere to go. So just how it goes sometimes.
Tough break for Connor Spear, but once again, the good news, he is up and out of that Streeter 14 Junior. The bad news, Brian, that car is absolutely destroyed front to rear. Not sure if they have a backup car ready to go for Kern or not, but hopefully we'll see Connor and the 14 Junior down in Bakersfield on Tuesday.
So they'll get the track cleared, getting a look at the KKM Kerbeck at Janie number 71, and a multitude of damage on that machine as well. The K1 race gear being put to the test here in K1 race gear heat race number 2. So once we get things cleared, we'll be ready to get back after here. Drake Edwards leading in the 83. Brandon Carr with a great move off the exit turn number 4 to get up into the second spot. Kyle Jones going to line up in third. He took contact right and left and right, so maybe a little bit of concern as it looks like for now the right rear remains inflated. Not able to get a look at the left side right now, but officials are down kind of taking a peek at that car. So having to deal with one of the holes that's been dug over there in the crash scene, so they're going to bring the tiller out and kind of go to work on that. Real quick, I was talking about the left side of the Toronto Motorsports number 27. Drake, you're down there getting a look at it.
Indeed, I've gotten a few looks at it, Brian. The good news is the left rear tire is still up, but you may have noticed that smoke coming off his race car. Just a few laps before that accident happened, Kyle told me under this red flag that he thinks it's spitting out fluid and it's getting on the left rear tire and it's washing him out too. And on top of that, he just says right now it's plain not running right. So potential issues could be plaguing Kyle Jones here at the rear of this heat race. And Brian, you don't exactly have to be a racing expert to know fluid on the left rear of one of these midgets is not a good combination of things.
Racing that tends to spell bad things. Thankfully, though, he is able to keep the car upright and rolling. We'll see if he can make it to the end of this K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. So Edwards, Carr, Jones, then Pickens, and Graham. Should round out your lineup when we get ready to refire. So the field beginning to refire. Don't forget racing action continuing out here with the Golden State Invasion. Tuesday, we're heading down the road to Bakersfield, California. The Jason Leffler Memorial, $10,000 to win. That'll be on November 25th. Bakersfield at Kern County Raceway. And, of course, this coming Saturday, one of the original crown jewels of midget racing, we're talking Turkey. Turkey Night Grand Prix, as we'll battle at the beach of Ventura Raceway. Midget's going to be practicing on Friday. They will be kind of weaved throughout the program. You'll have the USCS non-wing sprint cars in action both nights. Of course, remember, if you can't be there live, you can catch it all right here on FloRacing, the official live online broadcast provider of the United States Auto Club since 2019. It's always the burning question on every post. Is it on Flo? The answer, yes. So everybody on track going to advance on into the feature event. Just trying to make it to the drop of the checkered flag here. K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2 back underway. Field going to power onto the back straightaway. Challenge for the second spot. Starting to shape up here. Maybe a challenge for the lead. The Joiner Motorsports number 27 of Kyle Jones. Going to set sights on Brandon Carr here as they work on the back straightaway. And problems there at the exit. You saw the car just kind of lay down, finally pick back up as they come around to the drop of the checkered flag. Finally, in heat race number 2, Drake Edwards going to get the job done. Brandon Carr, Kyle Jones, Michael Pickens, Brody Graham, they're all going on into your feature event. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he's from right down the road in Peoria, Arizona. The Avante Windows and Doors, PristineAuction.com, Petty Performance, CB Industries, Mobile One, number 83. Race fans, give him a hand, Drake Edwards. Brandon Carr in second, Kyle Jones, Michael Pickens, Brody Graham onto the feature event unofficially. 6th through 9th went Kofoid, Spear, McIntosh, and Grant. Field going to make their way back down to the pit area. Let's go down trackside to Genevieve.
A chaotic K1 Race Gear heat race for sure, but Drake Edwards taking that win for heat race 2. Now, Drake, you had multiple cautions to kind of think on what you wanted to do. How did you approach that final one?
Yeah, it was pretty hard. I didn't expect him to cut it short there. That kind of was a bummer there. But this car feels great, and I know Chad and the guys back in the pit have been working really hard to get this thing nice through the holes and everything. And so I'm just very grateful to be in this opportunity. Can't thank Jerry and Bev enough with Avante Windows and Doors for letting me come out here and do this. So hopefully winning the heat race puts us a little farther up, and we can do good here in the main.
Drake Edwards picking up that K1 Race Gear Heat 2.
Thank you very much. USACgear.com heat race number 3 rolling out to the Speedway. Cale Drake in the 97K at Collinsville, Oklahoma, slated for the pole position. Behind the wheel, the Eibach Toyota KKM Give Back Classic number 97K. Outside of him, Jacob Boxell. He's out of Zanesville, Indiana, driving the middleweight 1 Acrosil. ShopAngryDuck.com, number 14 JB. Kevin Thomas Jr., his teammate out of Coleman, Alabama, driving the Advanced Racing Suspension Driven Performance Inferno Armor MW Manufacturing, middleweight 1, number 14. He'll go for the inside of row number 2. And outside of him, Tanner Carrick in Lincoln, California, the Toyota Racing Development, KKM Kirby Gajanian Link Speedway Toyota, number 98. Corey Day inside of row number 3. He's out of Clovis, California, driving the Jet Fitness, Sander Engineering, Willie Kane. Bobworth Mopar Triple X Chassis number 4K. Next to him, you'll find Landon Brooks. Brooks out of Yuba City, California, driving the NOS Energy, Lippert Construction, Hamilton Racing, Kaiser, Matt Wood Racing number 57W. The 17NZ inside of your next row, Matthew Radisich. He's out of Auckland, New Zealand, driving the Autolife Mud Wizard Aegis Oil. Again, a special thanks to his mom and dad for helping out, getting the car out here this weekend. And next to him, the 31B is going to be Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California, the Dave.com Smart Machine Tool DMI number 31. Final starter is set to be the driver out of Turtle Lake, North Dakota. The Paradigm Wealth Services Gurney Powered Spike. Garland Reisner, own number 22. That's Miles Tomlinson. As that'll be your scheduled lineup again for USACgear.com heat race number 3. They're going to make their way around to the Toyota Racing Development pace truck. Gale Drake, pair of wins on the season. Sweet Springs back in May, Circle City in June. 8 top 5s, 13 top 10 finishes on the season for the Collinsville, Oklahoma driver. Jacob Boxell next to him in the 14 JB. He's got a couple of wins outside of USAC competition. Macon with Power I, as well as Circle City and USAC Thunder D2 Midget competition in September. So he's going to walk away with a heat race win. Past the NOS Energy start can. We're underway. Four Kings Racing on the attack, top and bottom, setting their sights on the KKM Kerbagajania machine onto the back straightaway. They're side by side for the runner-up spot. Going to take it 3 wide for the race lead. Right through the middle, trying to make something happen. Couldn't quite get there. It's going to be the 97 of Kel Drake leading. Boxell, Kevin Thomas Jr. still right there. Here comes the charge to the outside. Down to the bottom of turns 3 and 4. Challenge for the lead up across the nose of the 97. Answers the call to the inside, retakes it. Dale Drake holds off Kevin Thomas Jr. Corey Day into that mix now. Oh, we got one upside down. Look out. Big flip at the exit to number 2. 57W Landon Brooks. Had a couple of them bouncing around there, and one of them going for an absolutely vicious ride. Brooks in the 57. And he is standing up in the car. Race fans, he is okay. So we'll get a look at the replay here on the FloRacing broadcast. Landon walking away from the car here. And looks like problems also for the 14 of Kevin Thomas Jr. Getting reports a flat left rear tire on his machine. So they'll get him down to the Indy Metal finishing work area. Just an absolutely violent ride for the Matt Wood Racing number 57W. As he rolls in, gives her the bounce. In front of him, you see KTJ starting to put the bounce to it. And I believe Drake down trackside.
Catching up with Landon Brooks, the newest victim of turn number 2 as he flips over the 57W for Matt Wood Racing. Hopefully the damage isn't too bad. Kind of hard to tell from where we're at. Landon, glad to see you're all right. What happened from your vantage point?
I don't know. I felt like I got in there really good and got turned, and I think it just came across the holes wrong and it caught, and just nothing I could really do there. So, yeah, hopefully we can get it fixed. Yeah, I can't really tell how bad it is, but, yeah, it sucks. I felt like we had a lot of speed and just bit me there a little bit.
Tough break for Landon Brooks in his 2 starts this season with the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midget Championship. Has yet to finish outside the top 10. If they want to keep that stat line going, Brian, they are going to have a very long night ahead of them. Also worth noting, Shane Golubic, of course, a very good driver in his own right, and one of the guys that takes care of these Matt Wood Racing Midgets, came up to the fence and was chatting with Landon about how bad the damage might be on this 57W. Regardless, they are going to have some work ahead of them.
Thank you very much. Quick correction, I had mentioned it was Kevin Thomas Jr. that was taking the bounce turn 2. That was actually Boxell. We were able to look there on the broadcast where KTJ, the contact going into turn number 3 and the left rear going down. We'll see if we can cue that up again for everybody who is watching back home as Kevin Thomas down in the Indy Metal finishing work area. And up the racetrack goes the 97, the 14 alongside, and just kind of closing in on each other there, going for the same piece of real estate. And a great piece of driving by both drivers after that contact to not get upside down, and Corey Day into that mix and having to take quick action and get up out of the way of the 97 so he didn't run over his right rear. So kudos to all 3 drivers to do their best to mitigate damage there. So USACgear.com, heat race number 3 under red flag conditions. We'll have cookout heat race number 4 coming up here in just a little bit. Cookout presents always fresh, never frozen burgers, barbecue, hot dogs, all cooked fresh every day. And get this, over 40 different flavors of shakes, all prepared fresh and made by hand every day. It's all yours. Find a Cookout location near you. Go to cookout.com. And Kevin Thomas back out to the racetrack. Now is a good time to go to shopktj.com. Again, everything 20% off through tomorrow. See if he can make the charge up and get back into a transfer spot here. Cale Drake leads. Corey Day going to line up in second. Jacob Boxell, everything staying upright and inflated on that car, is going to line up in third. Tanner Kerr is going to line up in fourth. Jake Swanson going to line up in fifth. Radicic, then KTJ. Going to line up at the tail end of the field after going into the Indy Metal finishing work area. Everybody kind of checking out lines there into turns 1 and 2 as we get ready to get back after it. Single file through the NOS Energy start can, nose to tail. That's what the officials are looking for. Down across the racetrack and back underway. 6 laps remaining. Here comes Boxell charging outside now, going to drop inside to turns 3 and 4. Challenge for the second spot. Up across the racetrack, Corey Day down to his inside. It will be the 4C's Construction, number 4. Holding on to the second position. Boxell still running in third. Tanner Carrick, Jake Swanson, those 5 drivers sitting in transfer spots right now. Kevin Thomas Jr. trying to throw the slide on Radicic into 17 up across the racetrack, way high over in turns 1 and 2, but he's got a good run. He's got momentum onto the back straightaway. He's going to try to close on the transfer spot. Down to the inside of the Dave.com, number 31, up across the racetrack. Swanson trying to get back to his inside. Kevin Thomas back into a transfer spot. Swanson trying to get back around him, not able to do so that time of the exit. Turn number 2, they'll come around this time. 2 to go. White flag coming this time. Cale Drake, Corey Day in pursuit. Here comes the Factory K, number 4. He'll drop to the deck in turn number 3. Can he clear out of turn number 4? Not quite. Into the tire tracks here, leader. Wave of the white flag and 1 to go. Goes back to the top of 1. Gets another blistering run onto the back straightaway. Sets it up into turn number 3. Can we get another last lap steal? Coming to the drop of the checker flag. Denied. Cale Drake going to hold on to it in 97. Corey Day going to cross in second. Jacob Boxell, Kevin Thomas Jr. back into 4th and moves on to the feature. Tanner Carrick officially running at your top 5. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he comes here to Collinsville, Oklahoma, driving the Eibach Toyota K-Cam Give Back Classic. Herbeck and Janie, number 97K. Race fans, give him a hand. Cale Drake. Corey Day in second. Jacob Boxell in third. Kevin Thomas Jr. in fourth. Tanner Carrick, Jake Swanson, Matthew Radicic, Landon Brooks, and Miles Tomlinson unofficially rounding out your field. Let's go down trackside.
6th heat race win, and it was interesting start to finish for Cale Drake here at USAC Gear.com. Heat race number 3, a tight moment between you and KTJ. 1 moment in turn number 3. What happened between you and the 14?
Yeah, man, I hate to get into KT like that. It's so hard being out here coming across the slick, and with these mufflers, we really can't hear anybody's engines around us. It's kind of silly. So just a really big bummer. I wish we wouldn't have got into it and we could have raced it out there. I don't like racing like that, but we'll take the heat race win. We really needed that. I've been struggling to qualify recently, so that bumps us up in the feature. So we'll go see if we can get any better in the dash and then see where we line up for the A. But just need to say a huge thanks to all my KKM guys and Eibach Rush Race Gear for making this happen. And for all you fans coming out, we got some nice merch back at the van. You should go check it out.
Cale Drake wins an exciting USACgear.com heat race number 3. Brian, 3 out of the 4 so far have been absolute barn burners. Hopefully we can round it out with another good one here in our final heat race of the evening.
See what's cooking here in Cookout heat race number 4. Gavin Miller of Allentown, Pennsylvania, looking to put the old good sauce to it here in the Sound Gear TRD. Mobile 1, number 97. Outside of him, you will find the 87W. That is Austin Wood out of Sacramento, California. The SG Composites Kaiser Wheel Ultra Shield number 87. Next row from the inside, Jet Yantis. He's from right down the road in Bakersfield, California. The current asphalt Stamp Spike, United Well Services, RPM Motorsports number 4Y. Next to him, he's out of Canyon, Texas, driving the Sierra Towing and Crushing at Sonny's Grocery, $0 Speedway of Lubbock, Texas, number 20Q. That is Brecken Reese. Carson Macedo from 5th at Lemoore, California, driving the complete parts and equipment. Tarleton & Sons Empire Dyson Motorsports, number 99 AU. And next to him, Logan Seavey out of Southern California, the McVeigh Trucking, Highland Indy Power Sports, Abacus Racing, Forcheck Marketing, number 57. Cale Coons out of Greencastle, Indiana, the Curb Records, Coletta Charters, Dueling Autosport, Quebec-Ajanian, number 63. And next to him, Ty Gibbs. He's out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Driver of the Monster Energy, Toyota Racing Development, PristineAuction.com, Oakley, number 84. Final starter, the Panda, Terry Nichols out of Delano, California. Driver of the Napa, Vet Box Containers, Stanton Spike Chassis, West Evans, number 22G. As that'll be your scheduled lineup again for Cookout, Heat Race number 4. Cookout's involvement not only with the circle track side of the United States Auto Club, but heavily involved with the NASCAR Youth Series, which is sanctioned under USAC competition. So if you're kind of wondering the connection there. In fact, the United States Auto Club is not just sprint cars, Silver Crown, and midgets. If you go to UnitedStatesAutoClub.com, not USACRacing.com, spell it out, UnitedStatesAutoClub.com, you'll actually be able to get a look at all the different series and schedules that exist under the USAC banner. So not only circle track racing, you have road racing, you have off-road and ATV racing, NASCAR Youth Series, and more. So if you want to know all USAC has to offer, again, UnitedStatesAutoClub.com. Field set to go to green. Past the NOS Energy start can. Field going to charge off into turns 1 and 2. Charge on the outside. The Matt Wood racing number 87 with a good run this time into turns 3 and 4. He's going to come around with a race lead. Challenge for the second spot. 3 cars going to go at it here. It's going to be Miller, Yantis, Macedo, all right there. Problems for Brecken Reese. The Sierra Towing and Crushing number 20Q. Going to roll to a stop over in turn number 1. Caution. So confirming that he and the riser number 22 did not get together, and officials confirming he did not. Reese just slowing, but problems for Terry Nichols. Both of the Garland Reisner cars with issues so far here tonight. They will get that car back to the pit area, and we'll see if Brecken is able to refire. So far, looks like that will not be the case. So the 22 looks like bypassing the in and metal finishing work area. The Sierra Towing and Crushing number 20Q. Going to get the push off of the racetrack. Austin Wood with a fantastic start. Got to drop back a little bit there into turns 1 and 2, but rocketed onto the back straightaway. Took over the race lead. Gavin Miller running in second. Jed Yantis in third. Carson Macedo, Cale Coons. Right now, those 5 drivers sitting in transfer spots. Coons, a little bit of a rough go last night. Getting buried into the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Ended up loading up, calling it a night. A lot of success in sprint car competition this season. 3 wins in weekly competition at the Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway, located in beautiful downtown Putnamville, Indiana. Also picked up a win at Circle City up in Indianapolis with the Midwest 410 Thunder sprint cars, as well as a local win up at the Kokomo Speedway back on October 10th. So Brecken Reese going to make his presence known once again out to the top of turn number 3. We'll see if the car is able to refire. And just like that, fire in the cylinders. He's going to go ahead and make his way to the tail end of the field. Austin Wood, 15th in last night's feature event. Brings it back to green through the NOS Energy start can. We're back underway. A little bit of hop, skip, and a jump by the driver in second place. That's going to open the door for the 4Y. Yantis looking to the outside. Miller going on the defense here up the racetrack. Leads the bottom side over to the 4 Racing Machine. Going to take over the second spot. Here comes Macedo on the inside. Both drivers able to work by the 97. Here he's going to try to charge back to the inside as they work into turns 3 and 4. Up across the racetrack, Macedo able to squeak by as they made their way around onto the front straightaway. While this is all going on, Austin Wood able to pull away a little bit as problems continue for the 20Q. Going to go ahead and make his way back down into the pit area. His heat race going to come to a close. Transfer spot up for grabs right now. Cale Coons takes it back from Logan Seavey. Now going to try to get a little bit of insurance here. Seavey back on the attack as they work to the bottom side of turn number 3. Across the racetrack, grabs a rut, nearly brings the car to a dead stop, and what a move by Gavin Miller to avoid running right through the back of him, and that puts Cale Coons up into the 4th spot now. Challenge for the race lead. Yantis trying to come after the 87W of Austin Wood, denied. 2 laps remain. Lab coat's going to fly this time as they work around to the front straightaway. Here comes Yantis down to the bottom, slides her up across the racetrack, a little bit too fast sideways and forward. 1 more to go. That's going to allow Macedo to close in now. Carson throws to the bottom. Couldn't quite get there. Rolls back into the tire tracks to the 2nd position as they work into turns 3 and 4. Going to give it one more shot here around to the front straightaway. Austin Wood going to grab the heat race win. Yantis going to hold on to 2nd. Macedo in 3rd. Cale Coons and Logan Seavey, those 5 drivers moving on into your feature event. Another driver going to add their name to the list of heat race winners in USAC National Midget Competition. This one's out of Sacramento, California. Driver of the SG Composites, Matt Wood Racing, Ultra Shield, Kaiser number 87W. Race fans, give him a hand, Austin Wood. Jet Yantis in 2nd, Carson Macedo, Cale Coons, Logan Seavey. Those 5 drivers onto your feature event. Let's go down trackside to Genevieve.
Austin Wood only having a handful of national events under this midget. Austin, nearing the end, how defensive were you having to get?
Yeah, you know, Shane, great midget driver, told me, and crew chief in our cars today, he said if you got to the lead, run the bottom, and a couple laps there I did that, and then I saw, I think Macedo poke his nose, and that's when I knew it was time to go and get back up top, and last couple laps just start ripping.
That is a first career heat race win for Austin Wood, taking that Cookout Heat Race 4.
Thank you very much. That will wrap heat races up here tonight. We'll have semi-features and the chase for cash coming up in just a moment. So we'll have sprint cars down in the staging lanes. Their chase for cash coming up.